Hey, Nee.
Yeah,
Hey, are you awake, man?
I'm awake.
The fuck?
Wait, what did you
Alright,
do? Oh, okay.
stop this shit.
I just realized that we were first on the intro scene.
Yeah, I know. And then I changed it
I changed it
because
too.
I changed it too.
I
All right,
pressed
all right, all
okay.
right. All right. Whatever.
Okay.
Well, welcome to episode 3
Welcome.
of our podcast, Helvatay Digital Podcast. We are back, and this time with a big set of topics to talk about.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. By the way,
By the way,
since we started
let
the
me let me finish my sentence.
finish your
Snake.
sentence, then.
All right.
God damn it. Okay.
Fuck me. I
Go
said the
on.
word. And the intro music you just and the intro music you just heard is from purpleplanet.com. Check these guys out. Apparently, free music. If you credit them, we will.
Yeah.
Cool music, very dope.
Yeah.
Check them out. The link will be in the video and
Yeah.
Spotify links as
These
well.
guys are amazing. Go show them support and love.
And love.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Yes, enough of that.
Enough of that.
Okay, shut the fuck up. All right.
All right.
Man,
Has
another
been
week.
another week. Yeah. Well,
Another
the
week,
third
another
podcast. We're back with.
We're
We're going stronger. Look at that. 4. Wait, what did
yeah,
you
man.
do? You went to cabs only. What did you do?
Yeah, because we are doing the intro,
Oh.
man. Why? Do you want to show? Do you want to show our channel? YouTube.com/
I thought.
Digital. You can find our
Yeah, I
platform.
thought it was a good ad. You know, advertise.
I will still come back to it. I can let's
Yeah.
have it a bigger one. Yeah.
All right, Helvatay Digital, guys. Our channel.
Holy shit, we are at 40
We're at
subscribers,
40.
man.
Yeah, it's going up.
It's going up.
It
Nice.
is. It is. Dude, we're doing good.
Anyway.
We're doing well. I like that.
Anyway, shut the fuck up. Let me talk. All right.
Okay. Go on.
You keep interrupting me, and this isn't the behavior I will tolerate any longer. Okay.
Dude, it's a little too hot in here. You know. Let me.
Do you have a fan? Do you have a fan?
Yeah, I'm a fan. Yeah. Okay.
Snake, or what was your name?
Yeah,
for
I
the
don't know
podcast?
anymore. We're saying and we're saying
Knee,
we're saying steak. But I guess
Nazy,
Nazan, Nazy,
Nazy sounds like Nazi.
Yeah,
Just
Nazy. Yeah, Nazy would be a dope name, but you know.
no. Do you remember your childhood friend from way back in Wedenschwil?
Yeah.
He used to call you
Vaguely.
Nase.
Oh yeah.
Nase. Which is roughly translates nose.
Yeah.
He kept calling him nose because he couldn't say like Niazi. Oh my god. Couldn't say Niazi.
Yeah.
But yeah, fun times, good times. Anyway.
Yeah. So N-Wave, I don't know, N-Wave, Snake, whatever you call me, doesn't really matter, I guess.
Because I kind of want to.
Here's the thing.
I kind of want to call it Snake. But I
Okay.
wanted to call him Zimoti. You know,
Right.
that's our kind of de facto online personas. And
For now, yeah.
Yeah, I know, but you know, bro, switching around between N-Waves and then Snake and then I don't know Knee, which is the latest iteration of stupid nicknames you have.
Yeah, but I mean,
it fucking confuses me, man. Right?
True, but yeah, I don't know.
No, what the fuck that part is? We fucked this so bad that we in the in one of our latest skits we called you like N.
Yeah.
Yeah, the diabetic skit.
Yeah,
Hey, N.
yeah.
Hey, N. Wake up, N. Stupid is that.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, well, I mean,
as always, smooth start to the pod.
True. I mean, I could say the reason I also picked Nazan is also because I don't know if you remember N-Waves originally. You know what it was called?
Nawaves?
Nazan Tears.
Nathan. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I remember
Remember
that.
that?
Nathan
Yeah.
and Pierce.
You even made a logo for that.
Nathan.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Yes. N-Waves. By the way, for those who don't know, N-Waves is Snake's alt persona for music creation.
alt persona. It's my
When he does like
artist thing.
when he does content creation related to music, he goes by N-Waves, where he does dope music with FL
Yes.
Studio and real instruments, especially Turkish instruments.
Yeah.
Go check him out. I don't know the YouTube URL to promote it, but anyway, type N
It'll be
dash waves into YouTube, and you might find his stupid face there, and that's the one to click on.
yes.
Wait. You know why are we doing this like
What?
amateurs? Let's go and.
Oh yeah, right. I mean, it's not like we have the browser in front of us, right?
We did say that. Look at this.
Look at this.
guy. Look at this guy.
Look at this.
Look
My
at this.
piano is still behind there. Look
Wait,
at
why aren't we subscribed to your channel?
True. I don't. Self,
Dude.
surf jerking.
Yeah, why not?
True.
It's not self jerking. It's helping the algorithm to promote the content.
Well, I guess. Also, I also do it because like I'm mostly on my channel, right? So
Yeah.
when you upload stuff, I didn't see a notification, right? And I'm like, oh, okay, I can immediately click on it instead of like having to look through the channel. I can just click
Yeah.
on it. Yeah. Look at that shitty promotion.
You have an intro? What the fuck?
Yeah.
I never saw this. Wait, when did you do this? When did you do this one? What the
Wow. Well, 3 weeks ago.
Holy shit.
Anyways, radio.
What's this?
This one I had to. This was a what was it?
What's the
Work for a
assignment?
school assignment. Yeah.
All right.
Pop music.
All right. Enough of that. Enough of your stupid music.
People.
channel.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. People can go check it out. Back to the.
Back to the pod. All right. I would say we start with our topic of choice, every pod,
yeah.
real life and struggles. This time, hopefully, it won't be as a lengthy discussion.
Do we want to start with real life struggles, or do we want to go through our channel, like what we did in like a week, 2?
Oh yeah, I mean
Right?
we
Yeah.
did from the last time. I guess we did some stuff from our for Helvatay Digital.
Yeah.
We had some interesting. We
have
have
a lot. We have started doing
already-
shorts a lot. Yeah. So.
we start to do short and stupid short vids. Like I love this one. This one popped really off on Instagram.
Yeah.
Like I mean popped off. It's like
No, for
Wow.
us, it's a pop.
it's over 1K, but
Yeah.
for us, yeah, it's pretty
Yeah,
dope.
it is.
What about you?
Yeah. So all in.
Stupid content. But no, I keep telling myself it's such stupid content, but on Instagram it had like 1,300 views.
Yeah.
It's about 30 to 40 likes.
Damn.
Wait, just so I'm not like bullshitting you guys.
Like, I guess a lot of people have can relate to that meme.
I guess so. I guess so.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Right?
So like it has 88 likes
Yeah,
by now. What
yeah.
the fuck? Jesus. Oh, I haven't switched. I'm on my personal profile, but yeah, it has like 88 likes.
Yeah.
Last I checked was about 30 to 40.
Okay.
The view count is probably way higher
how
now as well.
How can you see that? Where
Oh,
can you
I
check-
have 6. No, that's wait. Oh, I had 6 followers, and I have 4 followers. Okay. Nice.
six
Our
subscribers. What is the difference from followers and subscribers?
No, subscribers is you can subscribe
Oh,
to a
okay.
certain
You're too.
uh,
Okay.
content without subscribe without following the
Yeah.
account.
Yeah.
But yeah, even though this did well,
Well, where
still,
can we see the viewer count? You just showed likes.
yeah. I mean, I could wait. Let me switch quickly.
Wait, can you not click on it?
Yeah, I can, but it's like two-factor off. Plus,
Ah.
just wait. Just give me a second, okay?
Uh,
And while I do the switch and
wait, why is
prove
that? Why is that not public? That's weird. Is Instagram not showing public views?
no, it only shows if it's like if you are the one logged in. Right
That's
now,
weird.
I'm not logged in,
Okay.
but I'm doing that because you're a bitch and you're forcing me to do that. Okay.
That's I find it weird that it wouldn't show how much views you have to the
But you
public.
know, while I do this, you could talk about our other video
We
that
could talk
initially
about
had like
today's.
300 or 400 views,
I can
and
I
then
can talk about today's sponsor. Yeah, today's sponsor
nuts.
is these nuts. Shit. Okay.
Because we did have another video. I mean, we did have several vids that popped,
Yeah.
like the rock paper scissors one.
I just wanted to hold on before we go in. I just wanted to talk about like what we did in the past weeks, as in like general content. As we did shorts, we started doing reactions again. Like,
Yeah,
what is our like, structure in that? Like, what have we planned? We're always like coming up with new ideas. Like, we're gonna go into it. Battle Knight one, remember that from
Yeah.
the Swiss channel. So I kind of want to like just talk about where we're like going off now, like how we are branching.
Bro.
Whatever.
Yeah, okay, go ahead. I'm still
Oh, you're still
doing
okay.
the two-factor off shit.
Okay, well, yeah. So we started to first of all we started to do podcast after we did a couple of the skits before. The Kagabunshit one, the Summer Love, and Nerf Porter and all that. Daddy wants to be alone. That kind of. So we first when we started off as skits, we wanted to do we thought to do a podcast about our skits, like what we have planned, filmmaking, etc. And then it just the shorts, especially the shorts part of YouTube, kind of got really interesting for us, right? Because like views are popping off there, and it's a nice format, a portrait format. You can just record with your phone and then immediately edit afterwards. So that's actually nice. So yeah, that's what we started doing now. Shorts. We do our skits on shorts, but that doesn't mean we're just gonna do shorts, right?
Yeah, of course. I mean,
yeah.
shorts is like a nice, quick way. I mean, it's not that quick. The few skits we did past week, they took us a while to shoot and plan, and I might edit. But as a content format that can get quick attraction, shorts are definitely an interesting form of sharing content. Also, I mean, it's generally it's not only short. It's also, especially, for example, it's reels on
Instagram.
And there are similar concepts on different platforms. But yeah. And this one, that's one of the things I think it's very interesting. When I watched this, I posted this on.
Wait, can you like scroll down? It's not.
Fuck! Wait, no.
Actually, let me go to the reaction, then we can see.
Can I see just content? Give me content.
Also,
because this is this. Yeah, can you see?
I can't see it, but we can't see like views, etc.
Okay. You can't see it on my. Did I open a new? Let me see.
Might have.
I think another one was open, right?
Oh,
and
okay.
the funny thing here is like this Instagram account I just opened recently, maybe 4 or 5 days ago. And I posted this reel on this one in the same format like I did on my own account, right, and on YouTube.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's interesting to see how it popped off for our, case,
Yeah.
for our level.
Yeah.
In comparison to YouTube, right? In YouTube, we have like 52 views,
Do you,
and on
can you like scroll down on YouTube because you can't see the bottom? See? Yeah, there you
all
go.
right.
Now we can see.
On YouTube, we have like 52 views here,
Yeah.
right? I mean, we did have one that
I
did
mean,
well as well, like
the
the
yeah,
running
avoiding.
from responsibilities.
Yeah,
Kirby
yeah.
did well. Rock paper
Rock paper
scissors
scissors,
run.
of course. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And then this video didn't pop off on YouTube. Maybe it's also the weird thing is I did schedule it so that they release at the same time.
Okay.
So it shouldn't be the the timing when it was released, or maybe it is. Different
Yeah.
platform, different
It
viewership.
yeah, it could be because I realized like when I uploaded
And I'm not,
videos
I'm not,
on 9
yeah,
p.m.
I'm not kind of saying it should have popped more. It's just, it's
Yeah,
a, I mean, it's this one is like a little stupid joke, right? It
yeah,
doesn't have much behind it. Just it's supposed to make you smile a little bit,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
And that's it. But I was surprised how many, still like how many views we have on
Yeah.
it. What the fuck?
What is that?
How
By the way,
many?
what is that? Like you're showing me made a business suit, but like people, not every people know what you're
Well,
looking.
well, this is the page for
Yeah.
business accounts. When you have a business account on Instagram, you can turn your account into a business account for free,
Yeah, yeah.
and then you can go to ad tools, and then you are redirected to this analytics site, which is fixed to Facebook, because Instagram belongs to Facebook.
Yeah.
But you can log in with your Instagram account, and then you can like have insights. How well did your videos do, and other stuff like what is my target audience, and what are the results you
Yep.
get currently here, because this is a new account. You don't have much insight. I can show this in for YouTube, for example, how that looks. But you get insights to your video, how they did, who is your audience and whatnot. And for example, if you want to check that out, come on, load, please. Then you have after a certain point, you get like analytics, right?
Yeah.
What are your best vids? How are they doing? Then
I-
like
I s-
where
s-
are who is from where do people come and watch our videos? And that's kind of weird. Vietnam.
I still don't understand why is that. Why is it on German? Like I still couldn't change our channel's main.
Yeah, I do have to change to that
Can you?
too as well.
I think there's like a faster version, but that always refreshes. If you click on our
No,
icon,
man, I'm not gonna change the fucking language now.
no, there's an icon language there. You press on the icon. What the fuck?
What are you
No,
saying?
our face is top right.
Your faces.
Uh, okay, weird. It had
Yeah.
language on the main thing.
Yeah, wasting time again for.
Yeah, right.
Let me see. I did specifically install
No, I mean, do you really want to?
this. What did it do now? Shit. What? Kurze videos. Kurz videos. I think it's translating German to German. All right, and it's not what I wanted.
Yeah,
but wait.
we'll fix that on the next.
Original to English. Can I choose that? What the fuck?
Guess not. So.
Okay, whatever. Anyway, not that
Yeah,
important.
yeah. Okay. All right. Okay.
But you can see I think different platforms have these analytics tools. After a certain point, you get more insight to your audience.
Yeah.
Like you can see, we have right now. It appears that we have female-male distribution that is about the same. Age
That's
distribution 18 to 40 year.
That's
is our
actually
main
that's actually
target.
interesting
Why?
because you know
You're a misogynist?
why are there so many women? What the fuck? No, I'm
Man,
kidding.
that
No,
yeah,
no,
but
look. I was joking. I was gonna say like on our gaming channels, not all of us, but it's literally 80% men. You know what I mean? Like 80,
yeah, on
90%.
your gaming channel, I
So
believe that.
I think I like this like having the split 50-50 almost. Hope that
Yeah, but
stays
I
like
think
that, you know what I
that's
mean?
I think that's yeah, I hope so too. But I
Yeah.
think for now it's mainly because it's shorts
Oh
and
yeah, everyone is
it's
there.
like
Yeah.
it's yeah it's
Yeah.
mostly equal distribution
True.
uh, of the user base, right? It's kind of interesting. I mean, short bits. We do have like yeah. I
Vietnamese.
don't know why Vietnam. I
Wow.
don't know why, but okay.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because of the times we are releasing,
It
but
could be.
then again, we did like release on various times of the day
Yeah.
this week.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I guess our humor is good in Vietnam.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, yeah, for now. But that's
Okay.
it's stuff like that that helps you like understand, how is how is my channel growing and
Yeah.
where is it moving towards, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, that's one thing. And what we wanted to talk about as well, that's a topic we have for. Let me see just a second. Yeah. One of the topics we wanted to lean on was like YouTube removing views.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And that's why I like
Mhm.
uh
When you're
kind of
diabetic.
yeah
Yeah.
keep talking about this because
Yeah.
this vid, as you can see here,
Yeah.
when you are the diabetic, it has 81 views, and originally it had, what was it, around 300,
350 or
right?
something. Yeah.
Yeah, and on the next day, and it suddenly a lot of the
Just
views
yeah.
vanished,
Just fucking
and
disappeared. Like
apparently that's because maintenance, because YouTube removes fake views.
views, but I mean,
I don't know, man. It's kind of weird
it's
because
weird.
it didn't remove it from the other
Yeah.
ones.
Right. Like
But then again, I'm a little bit suspicious because we have so many views from Vietnam, right?
yeah. Why do you mean this fake one?
Yeah, I don't know if they are fake, but it's a little bit weird. Why specifically Vietnam, right? We
Yeah.
don't do content in Vietnamese.
True. Well.
Yeah, it's you know what? It's welcome. Thank you, my Vietnamese bros.
True.
I don't mind it.
Yeah.
It just you try to understand what it is that's appealing to
Yeah.
your audience, and if you can figure it out, of course, you try to make your audience a little bit more maybe cut to that audience tastes. That's where the thing comes. The curiosity comes, right?
Yeah.
I wonder if the view count is recorded in the analytics somewhere. Ooh. Okay, no. All right. Yeah, so much for that. I mean,
Yeah.
that was one thing. But you said it's like, did you ask a friend, like, is that this view maintenance thing? Is that like a common thing that happens at your?
No. I just checked on the website YouTube what happens when and people are like they commented on the YouTube. I don't know what the site was, but they were like, dude, I had like 100 views and now I'm at 20, or like I had like 200 views. I'm like, what the hell is going on YouTube, etc. And then they responded with, yeah, because of maintenance they remove fake views, etc. But it's like, yeah, I don't know exactly what's
What's
but
the
then
criteria
but then I saw
for?
but then I saw like YouTube videos too, not shorts, just YouTube videos as well, where views are apparently removed. But I don't know. But yeah,
Okay, it's
what
kind
is?
of weird
Yeah, it's
because
weird.
it's if it is truly because of that, I just wondered why isn't Why
Yeah.
didn't the view count in our other videos get lowered as
Yeah.
well?
Yeah. It's just like that one video. Yeah, it's really weird.
Yeah, that was a little bit weird because I think it's the same audience that interacts with it. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. That's kind of weird. That was a weird thing. Yeah,
Mm-mm.
but enough of that. Right. That's to the whole. Yeah, what
Yeah.
we did last week. If you want to see more, you can check out our Instagram page.
Mhm.
We have a Facebook page, and of course check out our YouTube page, youtube.com/@Helvatay Digital. You will find the most current videos on our YouTube channel. That is currently the best well kept platform. We are still trying to figure out
Yeah.
for ways to as you can see on Instagram, I only have like 4 posts right now because that's still up and coming and growing. But yeah, I hope in the future we will be able to keep all synced and up to date.
Yep.
But for now, that's where the place where you can find us and enjoy our content.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
So much for that.
So much for that. Yeah.
Okay, what do you wanna talk next?
By the way, I'm muting myself when I cough, so don't worry. So, well, you said real life struggles, right? I just wanted to like a small overview of where we're going.
No,
but
it's not real life struggles. It's real life/struggles.
it's real
No,
life.
it doesn't have to be always struggles because that's why I wanted to when we started to
and struggles.
start with it because apparently our nephew watches this podcast.
Yeah.
So far that he wrote me why we don't talk about like TikTok addiction,
Yeah.
degeneracy, and what the fuck is China up to, right? I mean, what what's your opinion on that?
Um, I don't. To be honest, I don't know much. We talked a little bit about the China stuff with TikTok, but I don't know about. I don't. First of all, I'm not using TikTok. Never really hang around there,
Mm.
so I don't know how the platform works. But I can say, I did see like people obviously on YouTube reacting to like some really questionable stuff because like underage people doing questionable stuff, and it's you're just wondering like what the fuck, like why is that not being properly moderated?
Monitored
Yeah,
or
monitored,
yeah,
right? So
yeah.
I feel like I also feel like okay, it is a professional platform, right? But I feel like a lot of those platforms felt like at the beginning they thought, oh, we're gonna do this, right? It's gonna be it's gonna blow up, easy blow up. We're gonna invest as not as much, okay, as low. How do you put that?
You,
We're not gonna invest
your
as
mic,
what?
yeah, okay.
What about my mic?
Your mic cut off for a moment. So
Yeah, it says we
that's
have
okay.
like connection issues. I don't know. Yeah, so uh, yeah, keeping the investment as low as possible. That's what I thought, and then once it blew up, I feel like TikTok at the time did not. I might be wrong, to be honest. Did not take the necessary precaution to like hire as many people or something to like properly monitor that, because they're so popular for the short videos, right? I think was it TikTok or Instagram that like, popped off of short video format. I think it was
it's TikTok.
TikTok, right? So,
Yeah.
and you know what that means with short videos. There's going to be like tons of videos, right?
I mean,
Compared to
to be fair,
Yeah.
it's not TikTok that like introduced and popularized that format. It just that it carried it to a
Oh,
whole new
okay.
level.
Oh, okay.
Because way before Instagram, and I think even in the early ages of Facebook, there was Wine, right?
Okay. Oh yeah, Vine. Shit, true.
Right,
Forgot about that. Yeah,
and then you had the
Yeah.
short video format
Yeah.
content, and a lot of content creators from Wine kind of skipped to Instagram, YouTube Shorts, and also
TikTok.
TikTok now, right?
Yeah.
And I think I don't think. Yeah, of course, moderation is always an issue why like content like that pops off and stays there and is like rife for manipulation. For especially for younger minds,
Yeah.
because we talked about that with my nephew. The issue isn't like that the content is there at all. The issue is for younger minds lacking life experience, lacking the confrontation with different ideologies. That
Oh,
wait, what the fuck?
the hell happened? Hold on a second. That was weird. Okay,
Yeah,
go on,
what
go
are you
on.
doing, man?
Go on, go on.
What are you doing in midst of the podcast? Be a fucking professional, okay?
All right, okay, go on.
I know. Where was I? And that's the general problem. I think it's my opinion why that is so dangerous and why it should be monitored
Yeah.
and not only by the platform. I mean, the parents need to be way
Oh yeah,
more
obviously. Yeah. So,
rigorous in checking what their kid is consuming from the internet, because young minds don't have the experience with being confronted in their beliefs with different belief systems, with different cultures, people, and whatnot. And because they lack that kind of experience, they are way easier to manipulate.
yeah.
Because to a younger mind, to a teenager of I don't know 12, 13 year old, you can kind of convince uh, arguments like, yeah, women should be in the kitchen. Yeah, women should take care of cleaning the house and looking after the kids. Because I don't know biological function, they pop out the kids. I'm generalizing, of course. Just the major rough ideas that come, and if you don't have anything
Wait,
an experience
wait.
that you can counteract that kind of view, you automatically fall into this false sense of logical security. Oh, it makes sense. Women carry out the kids. They are the best suited to look after the children, and that's why, yeah, they should stay at home and they shouldn't work, right? And you can get into this trap of this false logical proof, or at least a justification why that should be like that. And it's this and arguments like this which you don't have the experience and the background to confront, to say no, that's wrong, man. Because just because a woman pops out the kids doesn't mean she has no right to a self-fulfillment or individuality at all. That doesn't mean she has to give up everything and stay home and look after the kids. There are two people involved in this whole baby making process. There's also a man involved, right? A woman
Yeah.
can choose not to have children. It's all this kind of infos you usually accumulate over time in your life. When
Yeah.
you hear stuff like that, you automatically can identify it as bullshit, right?
Yeah.
Andrew Tate, most of the shit he says, bullshit, right?
Yeah.
And I talked about this with my nephew as well. That they hook you with making obvious statements like, oh, you should go to the gym, you should be fit, right?
Yeah, I also like. I
Okay,
also said that.
that's not a fucking new thing.
Yeah, I
That's not
also
something.
I also had a conversation with him about that, because like I come from a background of that kind of well, how should I say it, surroundings, that circle, kind of, because like with my friends back in the day as a teenager, right? That a man has to be strong and that kind of shit. You too, that sphere too. Like we both grew up there. And I said, like, when I'm hearing say Andrew Tate saying some shit, like, I don't know, if you if you fight, if you I don't know what was it exactly. Hold on, let me
Bro,
find a
you
quote.
what
What,
you cut off again, man. Can
dude?
you repeat?
Why am I cutting out? Is our internet going?
It's probably it's probably something
God damn it,
there
okay.
that's buffering. And just repeat what you just said.
Well, I said okay. So I am coming from that sphere too, right? Because like as a teenager, my friends, etc., the circle I grew up, you know that too, right? Where we grew up,
Yeah.
this whole manliness, you have to. If someone's looking at you the weird way, like, what are you looking at? Like, you want to fight? That kind of shit.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? And a lot of shit he says, Andrew Tate says, right? Like, I don't know, you should fight fair, or I don't know, stuff like that. You don't be, I don't know. I immediately go like, I've heard that shit, from my friends back in
Yeah,
a lot of days.
it's kid
You know what I
shit.
mean? It's
Like,
kid shit. Because I was like,
it's like people.
he's not saying like nothing new.
It's
Yeah.
something you can say to people who haven't lived like in the real world, who are sheltered because they're kids, because kids don't have like these real, of course,
No, they don't have the consequence feeling.
to some degree, of course, even teenagers have real life issues and
Sure, yeah, I
stuff they are that is valid and they go through. I mean, just confronting the outside world, when you don't have to pay bills, when you don't have to
That's what I mean.
buy
Like,
your own food,
Yeah.
and you don't have to work like the whole week through, when you don't have contact with other people, when you don't have these, how should I say, things that enforce the feeling of reality.
well, that's
like
what I
when you
meant with
when you're-
consequence, right?
I mean that's what I'm trying to communicate. When you don't have this kind of confirmation of real life, that the other people you are talking about, that they are people too, especially in this case, women, right? Women are people too. They have their own dreams. They have their own goals, right? They also want to they also want to fulfill themselves. Their goals, and they can live a life apart from the whole sexuality, romantic relationship discussion, right? There are some people that want to be scientists because they want to understand the world better. It's not always this, but these kind of discussions, right? When you listen to Andrew Tate, or who was the other shit, Sneako or
Sneeko.
what the fuck? Yeah, Sneeko, right? You always hear it from that kind of weird place, like it's all about relationship, like kissing, fucking, and family,
making-
popping kids. Like
Yeah.
that's the only thing in life that is of value and that we pursue. That's what I think. Always this weird thing when I listen to these content like that, and it's like always they set always this bar of which you have to check yourself against. Like, you aren't the man if you don't do that. You aren't the man if you don't then. And then I wonder, in my mind, if you're a man, why the fuck do you give a shit what another man sets or standards, right?
Yeah.
I mean, people who live like that, like, oh, he said, if I don't do that, I'm not a man. Oh, then I have to do that. Bro, you're not a man then, okay? You're a kid.
Yeah,
If you
pretty
need
much.
if you need the fucking confirmation of
Yeah,
another
yeah.
man, what it is to be a man, you are not a man, and you will never be. You can buy all the Bugattis you want and have the money you want, You can fuck any number of women you want. It doesn't matter. The thing, it starts here, right? Not in getting approval from others.
Yeah.
No, that's kind of, this whole discussion reminds me of our identity crisis with, am I Swiss, am I Turkish, right?
Yeah.
And you realize after a while, people say that you are Turkish whenever you confirm their worldview, whenever you act like they want you to act, and then suddenly you are Turkish to them.
Yeah.
Or in the case of when you're in Switzerland, then suddenly you are Swiss, right? And they set up these rules about what it is to be Swiss or what it is about to be Turkish. Of course, you can say it statistically. what is it to be Turkish and what is it to be Swiss? What kind of, but you never can really make a exact definition of what it is to be Swiss or Turkish. And in day-to-day life, it is mostly about how do I affect the person in front of me. You know, the most of the time it's more a control mechanism. They say you do something they don't like. Oh, you aren't Turkish. Oh, you are. It shows that you grew up in Switzerland, right?
Yeah.
It's and you know you could say for certain thing that's valid, and there are like little shits, like you know because you know you do see it. That's what I'm talking about. Experience, like there's something like let's say how you drink water, right?
Yeah.
You let's say in Turkey, you know, especially in the more religious circles, where before you drink water or generally eat, you say Bismillah, like in the name of Allah, right? And if you don't do that and just drink water, some people might look at you weird and say, "Oh, okay, it shows you aren't really Turkish or you aren't really Muslim, right?"
There.
And you think, "Oh fuck, maybe I'm not, right?" And then you see someone else, you know he's a Muslim, you know he prays 5 times a day and whatnot, and you see he doesn't do it as well. Maybe, or you did not always, right?
Yeah.
Or maybe he does it internally, like not speaks it out loud, and then you start to realize, man, these guys are just bullshitting their way through life, and they try to control you with these set of rules, and that's what reminds me of with this whole Andrew Tate manliness discussion, right? It's setting rules and bars for people to be a certain definition, and they think that is valid because they don't have any other frame of reference, right? To call out that kind of bullshit, right? And that's what I mean with it's just bullshit to control you. I mean, you can say there are certain characteristics that were associated with manliness over time, but that's the thing, you know, those definitions, that these can change. They can be very fluid with the frame of time we are talking about and the society we are talking about, right? Manliness in I don't know, in Scandinavia is very different to manliness in Turkey. There are overlaps, but there are also, you know, very distinct parts, distinct things that separate the definition of manliness. Because let me give you a special example of that, right? In Turkey, if you have male friends, right? We don't see it as like a gay thing, because that's something we are also very afraid of in Turkey, right? Being gay. We don't see it as a gay thing when you walk with your friend arm in arm, like closely
Like
hugging each other, right? There, one arm to arm, right? Locked in, arm to arm, walking like that, right? It's more, for us, it's more of a sign of close friendship, right? But if you do that in Europe, you are automatically labeled as gay, right? Or gay leaning or bi-curious or whatever, you know? That's what I mean. And of course, these kind of, there are reasons why we in Turkey don't think about that in those terms, and there are reasons why they do think like that in Europe, you know, and these are just different socio-cultural developments that manifested in those ways. And I think it's okay to say, hey, we should maybe change that, and maybe we shouldn't change that, you know, but to make like definitions that are unchangeable for like manliness or what it means to be a woman, right? I think that's kind of stupid, right? That's something that society defines, and that's I think it won't ever have a global solution to it, you know. I know people in the US like to think the way they think has to be copied over all of the globe. That will never happen. But of course, I always see it like chances to improve your society. Maybe there's something in the US. There's a positive development that we can adapt in Switzerland or in Turkey. Why not? But for that to happen, you first have to be open to the idea that these aren't like set definitions, right? That these rules, we make them, like we humans make them, right?
Yeah.
And it's up to us to change them or keep them, whatever society we find acceptable. Of course, there's a broader discussion here. You could say, like, can you find it acceptable to, like, I don't know, condone homophobia, right? If a society decides that homosexuality is bad, should you be okay as an outsider with that? No, it's a you don't have to be. At one point we have to stop this game of making everyone the same, and we need to learn to tolerate each other and reduce harm as much as we can, right? That's how we can live together instead live against each other, right? And this whole you have to think like me, or fuck you, this just increases the tension, man. It just will erupt in violence.
That's right. Yeah.
So just erupt in violence. I don't see any other way this will go, right? I mean, you see it in the USA how it fucked their society and still keeps fucking them. Because there's this, I don't know, it's kind of ridiculous mindset to just accept the people if they are thinking exactly like you, right? And that we dismiss people for certain things right off the bat. I don't know, that it seems to me that just splits the society even more and just creates fringes where violence and the drive for violence is fostered, right? And it's difficult to control. And that's also, that's why I think moderation on TikTok, on YouTube, etc., these things are good. Of course, there has to be a balance. You can't just say, okay, moderate, and then we have like this unicorn land where we can't like talk about serious topics, because I don't think of course I have certain things I want to talk about. I want to maybe show that there was violence somewhere. We have to be able to talk about violence and its impact out there without getting banned, right? Because you show the footage of someone who was shot on the street, right? Of course, keep their dignity as good as you can, but there's a balance to all of these things, right? If it's topical, if there's a public interest for it, that's why journalism is has always interested me, because it is a fine line you have to walk. When can I show a dead body? When do I not show a dead body, right? There's a fine line to walk it, and it is a difficult thing. It's not easy, and I think moderation should be on those levels. Like it should walk a fine line. It should be able to fuck up from time to time. To be honest, people freak out when they see one alt-right video, trending on YouTube, and then they are like, "Oh, YouTube fucking promotes the fascists and so on." Might be true, but for one bit, if they apologize for it and take it away, and we shouldn't be that ready to raise a battle, right? Because errors will happen if you want to be able to discuss and be able to breathe while discussing difficult topics. And being able to breathe while discussing difficult topics means also being able to make certain mistakes. And that's what I think about this whole TikTok thing, right? I think it should be moderated. I think children shouldn't be on TikTok, to be honest.
Yeah, to be honest,
until they're 18, or at least the whole we do have that in law, like a relationship between an adult and a child is considered pedophilia, right? And maybe that should be something that these platforms enforce, right? Anyone who is above 18 shouldn't be able to consume content from kids or contact them, and vice versa. Kids who are under 18 shouldn't be able to watch content from like Andrew Tate, who is
Well, here's
36-year-old.
here's a problem though. Like YouTube tried the YouTube Kids thing, right? But then somehow kids still came over to the regular YouTube because parents just couldn't fucking
Yeah, it's
look.
but it's not that. But I think one development in that regard, which I think is interesting, is what porn sites are thinking about doing, right? Or I think it wasn't porn sites per se, but I think governments are thinking about, or maybe it was the Swiss government. I'm not really sure where the source of this was, but I think, let's say it's the Swiss government. I think the Swiss government right now is thinking about enforcing ID for registering to porn sites, right? You have to make an account and you have to submit your ID. And if you're over 18, then you can enter the porn site, right? And maybe, at first...
Enter or upload? Like what? Just enter?
No, enter.
Oh, okay,
just watch. Just consume.
watch.
You have to be 18 and prove that you're 18 to consume
Okay.
pornography, right? And in the same sense, maybe it could mean saying for TikTok that you have to confirm your identity and that you're 13 and that you can only consume that kind of content that is made for your age.
When you mentioned that, it just popped off in my head now. Another, I guess, good idea would be you can watch YouTube videos at the age of 13, right? Like you can have a channel. You can't have a channel below 13. So why not like remove the upload button until you're like 16 or something, or 18? Then
I think the main issue,
because then even the adults can't abuse their channel to I mean, the kids.
I think the main issue is here, all of this you can, with a certain degree, you can circumvent, right?
Yes.
And the ID thing makes it harder to circumvent. And even then, I think there will be still some people who will circumvent it and still be able to enter this ad. And, you have websites that don't adhere to these kind of rules. But it doesn't mean it wouldn't make sense at all, it's a difficult thing, it's also a trade-off. When you go on a porn site, you don't want to really share your identity. Maybe you are ashamed of it. Maybe you just don't want people to know about it, right? And that's also a thing. If you make an ID requirement, and these people then will just go to websites that aren't really at all monitored, and that may make the whole situation even worse than it is now. Because when you redirect people to or force them to other sites that have more lax content moderation, like incest or pedophilia or zoophilia, right? These kind of websites might get more traction, and these kind of websites might feel might feel the incentive to produce more content of that kind, because they suddenly have more audience that is on their website, right? And that's what I mean. It's always a tricky thing with these rules and control mechanisms, and it's something that we have to have an open discussion about, and then make a decision and stick to it, right? With the pros and cons, that's what I mean. That's something that needs to happen with the internet. I mean, that's the thing about not everywhere, not every page, but there are certain mechanisms that need to be put in place in order to control to what kind of content your kid is exposed to when they go to YouTube. But that's also a tricky thing, because I do want the internet to be free. I do want the internet to be a place of possibilities, right? And you can't do that if you start to content moderate, because today it could be like, okay, we are gonna moderate kids versus adults, right?
Yeah.
And then if that process is established, you run the danger that other stuff will come in, right?
Yeah.
Like okay, right wing idea out, right? And then suddenly they say, you know what, left wing ideas are also dangerous. You know what, let's take those out as well.
Yeah.
And suddenly you find yourself in a world where the allowed content is governed by the currently governing party,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And then you have kind of Turkey situation with the dictatorship.
Yeah.
That's the whole that's a difficult part of this whole discussion, because the knee-jerk reactions we have, like, oh, of course the content should be moderated, oh, kids shouldn't be, oh yeah, ideas should be requested when they these all knee-jerk reactions we have. I think they come from a good place, but the consequences of those things might be more dire than we are currently able to imagine.
Yeah.
And that's why it's very hard to say which way it should go.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's what I think about TikTok moderation.
Okay. Good. Well, I think
and to the
um,
point,
yeah. What point?
and to the
What
and to
point?
the point about degeneracy on TikTok, right?
Yeah.
I think that's one thing is a lack of moderation, sure, but another thing is what motivates people to watch videos.
Yeah.
And and that's not a new thing. We had this whole marketing with fear thing about 10 years ago. On TV before YouTube and stuff were big, and you can see it now as well with content, right? Controversial headlines, titles, thumbnails, and whatnot. They attract viewers, right? Controversial content attracts viewers, and that's why these kind of content can get a algorithmic push without even TikTok doing anything. I'm not saying they don't do anything.
Yeah, of course.
I'm just saying algorithms can be guided in a certain direction if you feed them a certain kind of request enough times, right? If if 1,000 of people click on a video of, I don't know, man being shot by an elephant,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Weird ass video,
Yeah.
controversial. You see a dead man, you see an elephant with weapon
Yeah.
killing a man, right? And if a lot of people click on that kind of content, the algorithm will say, okay, that kind of content,
Yep.
which I have categorized under man, death, animal, elephant, right?
Yeah.
This kind of content is very interesting. I'm going to recommend more of this
Yeah.
because the algorithm doesn't have, you can build, of course, this kind of mechanism, but the algorithm doesn't have like biases of this is bad or this isn't bad, And of course, you can build that in. I think they do that, but these things, they develop over time.
Yep.
Dude, are you good? You're like dying over there. The fuck?
It's hot in here. I'm like
Am I boring you that much?
No, go on.
Yeah, and
No,
and
but it's
that's
like
the
every
point.
time we're like, all right, and then to that point, and then we're like 30 minutes going on that one point.
I
You know
mean,
what
it's all circling around the same
Yeah,
topic.
okay.
It's the TikTok addiction and degeneracy thing. Well, that's the why where the addiction comes from, because
Yeah.
content is promoted that is addictive.
Mm-hmm.
People start to create their content to what is according to what is addictive, so
Yep.
more people watch it, and people then create content that is controversial and degenerate because this kind of content gets more views, right?
Yeah.
And that's a cycle, and that's why it gets more degenerate as it goes, because that's how our minds work, right? That's the thing about you have the same thing with news, right? Why is news only reporting on bad things happening around the world, right? Everything you read on the news is something bad happened, right? Mostly. And the reason for that is because even if there are like 1,000 good things happen and one bad thing happening, the bad things are the things we want to hear about. Those are the things that get attention. And that's the things about that are talked in news and on YouTube videos and whatnot, and that's why they get more popularity, more attraction, more views, and that's why the cycle keeps making it worse and worse, right?
Yeah. Okay.
And that's to
I
the whole
think that's
TikTok thing.
I think that's
I know
good
we
enough for
did,
that.
or I did mostly because you didn't say shit.
Yeah, I mean,
Uh,
there
but that's
isn't
I
really much for
I
me to
try
comment
to
on it. Yeah.
I try to keep it as superficial as possible because that's not only a TikTok issue.
Yeah.
Now, of course, depending on platform, there are better moderation tools. There's a better culture, but if not TikTok, another platform would have risen up. And there is, of course, there are other issues, and I'm gonna tie this up to the whole what is China up to, right? And there are, of course, with these platforms, the fears of governments using data to spy on people or gather intelligence on people.
Yeah.
And I do believe that I think there is obviously there is spying via TikTok on its user base from the Chinese government, as there is spying from the US government when you use stuff like Facebook, Google, and whatnot. You are just less bothered by it because you are so overtaken by the US propaganda and the worldview that you don't mind it because it is in part now your worldview, right? But with China, of course, it's a more how should I say it bothers us more because we think, or the way we have it, communicated to us, we think of them as this, communist, authoritative dictatorship, which is true to a certain degree. It's not like it isn't true, right? But we are so trained in that kind of thought process that it bothers us when we hear, "Oh, China is spying on us," right? It should bother you, to be honest. I mean, it should bother you. And I'm always of the view, I have rather the Americans spy on me rather than the Chinese. Because with all of its shit the Western world has, there's room for free discussion and change, which I don't think there is in China. And that's an important component which differentiates it for me. Why I tolerate it from the Western world and not from from China. It's really the type of culture, democracy, etc. The Western world has versus the kind of government that China has, right? That's it basically. The whole what is China up to? Why are they doing these things? Yeah, they are trying to establish their power on the globe, right? They are a rising force.
Also, didn't you mention like it's a little bit more, especially for TikTok, but didn't TikTok start like somewhere in China or something? Like the first company, right? It's a Chinese.
It is a Chinese company.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
it is a Chinese company. The thing you see in the USA, it's like just a department, that operates in the USA. Twitter has that as well. Twitter has a headquarter in Ireland for Europe and in other countries. And there's like content moderation even on Twitter or YouTube for certain countries. For example, when you go to Twitter in Turkey, there are certain things you won't be able to see.
Okay. Yeah.
And the different kind of content moderation that are established by the governments. And for platforms like Twitter and TikTok to operate in those countries, they have to adhere to their their rules and the
Okay.
kind of context they are giving. And well, with China, it's you have to think what has happened in the past 6 7 years with China, right? It has become way more authoritative under Xi Jinping. They did. I mean, people quickly forget, I think, what all the shit that happened in the past 6 years because the fucking news cycle is changing so quickly,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And you have to remember we had COVID, and after a year or two, we had China taking Hong Kong.
Yeah.
You know, until then, Hong Kong had its like own government. It wasn't a separate entity, but it had its own government. It had its own set of rules. It was a freer place compared to the rest of China.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
people always thought China would be never able to take Hong Kong, right? But they did. Now people demonstrated, went to the street, but in the end, the government came in, changed leading parties in Hong Kong and integrated it to mainland China, right? And now what China's trying to do is it's trying to take Taiwan,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But Taiwan is a little bit more special because Taiwan is like the red line the US has set for China's expansion. And all the things you see, you know, that it's happening. But if you're wondering why is China helping Russia with Ukraine, these are the reasons for it. Because China is preparing its own invasion of Taiwan, right?
Yeah.
And why it's looking for allies, right?
Yeah.
When it does that eventually or tries to do that eventually, right? And if it the whole world already doesn't like China,
Yeah.
the government, right? And if it openly came out and said I'm supporting Russia against Ukraine, they would get the same sanctions like Russia, and they
Yeah.
would be hit economically as well. But now last week we hear that China is thinking about delivering lethal support to Russia, like weapons and machinery for the war effort, right? That puts it on the path exactly upside of the Western world and makes the whole conflict even more bad than it is right at the moment, right?
Yeah.
And it keeps escalating. It keeps escalating. Even the thing with Russia as you know. Exiting from the New START deal for controlling the nuclear weapons stocks, right, from USA and Russia. These are all major escalations in our world right now. And if you want to understand why China is doing the things it's doing, you have to follow politics and see what has happened in the past 6 to 7 years, and even further back. China's past, its struggle with communism, how the whole culture and government developed since the 50s, right? And only then you can understand what China is up to, right? Because don't forget, I'm not excusing China's current behavior, but don't forget, in the 1900s, right, the Western world like descended upon China like wild wolves
Yeah.
and tore apart China and its riches, right? The similar thing they did in Africa, right? That's something that happened, Western forces coming to China, forcing it to trade, stealing its resources, and that's not. I mean, that happened with the Western world, and then Japan invaded. So China isn't like suddenly out of out of nothing acting like this.
Yeah.
There's a historical background for why it is like it is right now, right?
Yeah.
So just now pointing finger at China and saying, you're just basically evil. That's why you are the way you are. That's wrong.
Yeah.
Not that doesn't mean what China is doing right now is right. It's wrong. It should stop, right? But I think it's always more fruitful to understand the environment, how it came to be,
Yep.
That the Chinese government is the way it is right now. Why it has taken this path of authorism, dictatorship, and why it is now at the odds with the rest of the world.
Yeah.
Understanding these things makes it also easier for the future to find solutions, because saying someone is just evil because is not a solution. It's not grounds that creates solutions.
Yep. Yep.
It's just blind hate creates blind violence,
Yep.
and at the end of that, we are all fucked.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. That's it.
That's it for that.
Let's wrap that up. Okay. So
Okay.
I think that's that pretty much
Do you wanna
explains
do-
everything from TikTok and all that. Yeah. What do I want?
Do we want to watch something just to segue into something more light, like game news?
I would, but there's like one. Well, you have to tell me. There's like one topic we didn't talk about. It's still see the one I marked.
Yeah, I mean,
Don't you, should we leave that for another time?
No. Let's keep it short.
Okay.
In the last podcast, we talked about our family issues,
Okay.
and my main thing was I want to take a break from them, right? Just take a break. I need to focus on myself. Maybe in the future, I saw some way back, right?
Yeah.
And then this
Yeah.
week, I kind of read the things one family member wrote to you,
Yeah.
right? And having read those, kind of enforced my gut feeling I always had.
Yeah.
You have this kind of feeling in your gut that tells you, hey, this person isn't looking out for your best interests, right? But your heart says, nah, man, they're family, and you ignore it. And the things that person wrote to you just confirmed my gut feeling from all of these years, right? Because they said, I overreacted about something small, and if I can erase them from my life for something so small, it's like I'm unfair, and we are gonna be the ones that lose in the end, right?
Yeah.
When I see that, I kind of see how fucking delusional this person is for once.
Yeah.
And on the other hand, that confirms everything I knew about that person to begin with, right? They don't give a shit about us. They don't give about shit about our past. They think it's this one thing.
Yep.
Now, when it's not that one thing. I told that to her many times, but she likes to erase her past misdeeds, right? And it's an accumulation of all those things that made me pop off, right? That made me explode. But if she can sleep better at night to think that I'm the villain, have it. Have it, sis. I don't give a fuck anymore. I swear to God, I'm this much about to kill you in my heart, and then you won't hear anything about me ever again. Have it your way. If you think we are the ones that depend on you, have it your way. Think that. Have fun with that. You know what? Fuck that. I don't need you. And you're gonna see that we don't need you in the near future. And then we can maybe look back and both reminisce how fucked up all this shit was. But I don't know. For now, I'm kind of now certain that for the foreseeable future, that I don't want to talk to any of my family, because all of my gut feelings are being confirmed, and I don't want to interact with them.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it. That's it all to that point, right?
Okay. All right. I guess we could move on to game news if you want.
And this podcast sometimes becomes like this bitch fest about
It's a little too, it's a little too personal sometimes. Yeah.
I know. But I need to get that shit out.
All right. Well, so we have.
Let's do game news, man.
Let's do game news. That's what I want. That's
I
what I wanted to say. I was gonna say that. I was gonna say that. All right, we're moving to. What I wanted to say is, so last time we ended the podcast with, we wanted to watch Zelda Twilight Princess sequel cancel. What's going on with Zelda Twilight Princess? We haven't talked about that game in such a long time, and we remember last time we, we were kind of disappointed at what which way Zelda took, like what Nintendo what path Nintendo took with Zelda, especially like Skyward Sword and then Breath of the Wild, right? I'm not saying they're like bad games, okay? I'm just saying when we watch Zelda,
Oops, sorry.
more like when we finished Zelda Twilight Princess, we were like, oh shit, if Zelda goes this way, and especially like with that Nintendo Wii U, the Zelda Wii U trailer, which was before Skyward Sword, right? When we watched that, we were like, "Oh shit, this is like the new future, right? Zelda's going." But then it just changed, right? They just took a different path, and
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it. I don't know if it just changed.
it did change. The graphics
think-
they did completely dumped that out. The
Yeah, but,
timeline,
I
the
mean,
hero's timeline.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, okay, that's a little bit a different discussion. But
Yeah.
in regards to that one trailer we had that was hyper realistic, right? I think that was more like a realization that the platform they were targeting wasn't able to, stem it, right? To pull it off, right? Because
You mean
you know,
their console couldn't?
yeah, that the
okay,
console couldn't carry that kind of those vision man, because they even with Skyward Sword, right? They had to scale back
Yeah, I know.
the quality of the game because the what was it, the Wii wasn't
Switch.
running that well,
Oh
right?
wait, no,
Yeah.
Wii U. True, it was first released on Wii U.
Yeah.
Breath of the Wild.
And it wasn't like running as well as the intended, and they had to scale back the graphics, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's more the. It's not that they didn't want to deliver; it's just they don't have a console that can deliver that kind of.
It's weird though. You say it's weird though. You say
realism.
that, but did you see the Prime remaster? It's like completely out of. Like
Yeah,
nobody thought that would work. A game like that with these qualities will work on a Switch, and somehow RetroArch managed.
Okay,
to
wait
fucking do
wait
it.
the
What?
fuck down.
What?
Okay, the remaster. Okay, it looks good.
Yeah.
It doesn't look hyper realistic.
No, but what for its standards, the
but,
fact that it runs on the Switch.
You can't polish like I'm gonna just throw it out like a 4 poly model with higher textures and whatnot, but it doesn't make it like more realistic. It just makes it more. Makes it better to look at. It looks better. Yeah, I don't disagree with that. But when you think about the world of Legend of Zelda, especially Skyward Sword, and the environments it has, right?
Yeah.
If you wanted to deliver something hyper realistic of that kind, fuck that. Switch can't handle that. Why? Do you know why I know that? I know the difference of graphics of the Witcher game on the PC vs PS4, and on the PS4 it looked kind of shit. And
And on the Switch, it even looked even worse on the Switch.
And on the Switch, it looked even worse, right? That's what I'm saying, and that's why I think, a hyper-realistic game right now, especially with Legend of Zelda, that is like tied to Nintendo, right? You can't, they don't release it; it's an exclusive for the Nintendo. I think that's also something that plays into that, right? That maybe they did want to do something really hyper-realistic and cool, but they couldn't just because of the limitations of the console, right?
Right. Yeah. True. But okay. What if it was very close to Twilight Princess, the HD release? Remember they released, what was it on the Wii U? They released the HD version or whatever it was, like the Wind Waker one. Wind Waker also had an HD one. So why not something close to Twilight Princess?
Wind Waker HD is a different game than Twilight Princess HD.
Yeah, but I just said Twilight Princess HD. Like, why wouldn't they do something close to that then? Like, same engine, or you know,
I don't
they
know.
don't have to go.
Probably,
They don't have to go wild
probably,
with graphics.
probably because the audience for Twilight Princess is smaller compared to Wind Waker and the other remakes they did.
I don't know, man. Like, you can
I
go
mean,
with a
I think
graphic
that's a
like
factor.
Breath of the
I
Wild.
think that's I think that's a factor when they decide which games they're gonna release on,
you know what?
in that kind of
I'll,
schedule.
I'll just say, let's watch the video.
Yeah,
you'll
that's
you'll get disappointed from what Miyamoto
let's just
has to
watch
say.
it.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah,
Wait, we're doing the react one? Yeah.
yeah, shit.
In December of 2006, Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess was released. After
Wait.
What?
Do I need to? I don't have to because our video will create captions. Okay.
Oh yeah. 100%.
the cel-shaded romp through the Great Sea of Wind Waker,
Wait.
and the multiplayer madness of Four Swords Adventures, people were eager for a
press
return
pause.
to form. Twilight
Press pause.
Princess
What?
Press pause.
Press what? Press what? Pause? What the
Pause. Did you know a
fuck?
pause?
You have a naughty mind. You have a naughty,
It
naughty
said
mind.
pause, dude. That's literally normal English language.
Yeah, now you said pause.
No, I said
Or
pause.
just before you said, please press pause. Please
No, I didn't.
press pause. You did.
I didn't.
We
I
will
said
see-
pause. Press pause.
We'll see on the recording that you
Okay,
did.
so you said captions, right? We'll have captions on our. But I think, should we add captions here just so, like, you know?
No. In the last video, I saw that when our video played on YouTube, it created the
Yeah.
captions for the video we were watching.
Yeah. But I'm talking about if you put captions here now, so it would like alter a little bit the video a little bit. You know what I mean?
Bro,
No.
we shouldn't be discussing these things.
Fine, go on, dude. Okay, fuck.
Stop bitching about stuff like
I
that.
also want to see how loud.
was just that.
Okay, it's fine.
GameCube owners were able to see their console out with one last epic Zelda adventure, and Wii owners were able to break their new console in with an entire Zelda game. Twilight Princess was a critical and commercial success. Critics praised the atmosphere, the temple design, and the bigger emphasis on a cinematic story. Players agreed. Twilight Princess is the second best-selling Zelda game of all time, only behind Breath of the Wild. This didn't go unnoticed by
Okay, that's so much for the whole sales reason.
Sales reason. Yeah.
Yeah, I was wrong. Okay, I was wrong there.
I didn't remember that either, but I just refreshed.
I
Okay.
was wrong on that shit.
Nintendo, and particularly by Shigeru Miyamoto. Aside from Twilight Princess's critical and commercial success, Twilight Princess is to this day the favorite game of many Zelda fans. My co-narrator today, the venerated Tyler Townsend, is one of these people.
Man, it's so hot in here. What the fuck?
The affection for Twilight Princess was notable pretty much right off the bat, and when it came time for the Zelda team to start their next project, Miyamoto wanted to make their next project a sequel to Twilight Princess. Not a vague sequel linked only through story like Wind Waker is to Ocarina of Time, and also not a sequel that totally changes the style of gameplay, like the DS games. No, Miyamoto was thinking of Majora's Mask when he considered the Twilight Princess sequel. He thought of the way that Nintendo was able to take their already existing assets in Ocarina of Time and reuse them to tell a new story. In this way, the Zelda team was able to release an entirely new experience to Zelda fans, but without having to go through the long development cycle a new Zelda game usually entails. People already love Twilight Princess's world and gameplay, and so
Can you,
Man, I just remembered how awesome.
What?
the fuck?
what happened?
Your
What?
voice it was weird for a moment.
Oh, dude, something's wrong with this card. I don't know.
It's yeah, it's like buffering and then suddenly pushing it out. Sometimes your voice comes just
Yeah.
weirdly.
Yeah.
Right. Anyway, I was
Yeah.
saying, I just remembered how awesome Twilight Princess was.
Dude, I know, right? It's fucking Twilight Princess, dude. Dude, I wanted
Yeah,
to say,
Twilight Princess is dope.
can we take like a quick bathroom break?
Why?
Just quick.
Okay. All right. Wait. All right.
All right. Well, we're back.
Can I look? Oh, wait.
Let's continue.
Immediate time skip. Immediate time skip. Anyway,
Let's go.
let's continue. Right.
Yeah.
so it seemed like another game using its assets would be perfect. So Miyamoto approached the Zelda team to brainstorm ideas. The team was naturally thrilled at the prospect, and it was not hard for them to come up with ideas. The world of Twilight Princess was well fleshed out, and there were a lot of directions that they could go.
Problems struck almost immediately. There seemed to be some miscommunication between Miyamoto and the Zelda team in terms of what the game was meant to look like. Miyamoto wasn't looking for the next mainline Zelda. The idea of another Wind Waker or Twilight Princess sized game would be too ambitious even if it was reusing Twilight Princess's engines, or at least Miyamoto thought so. He was looking for, as he puts it in his own words, a side story. The Zelda team, however, didn't seem to understand this and were pitching Miyamoto grand ideas that he describes as epic tales. This tension between Miyamoto and the Zelda team is something that, as you'll see, doesn't go away during the...
What the fuck? Why is Tim Cook there? What the fuck is that? The relation with Tim Cook?
I don't know.
You know,
I don't know.
you know who Tim Cook is?
I might have seen him, but I don't remember now. Though.
He's like Apple CEO.
Sure. I don't know. Maybe I don't know.
That's
Nintendo,
random
Apple talk.
stock-
I don't know.
Yeah, random stock footage, right?
life of this project. Anybody who knows about Miyamoto knows he has some very specific opinions on game design. And it would obviously be foolish to doubt Miyamoto considering his legacy, but there's an argument to be made that his ideas don't necessarily translate the cleanest to the modern day gaming industry, at least not in every scenario. Miyamoto believes in a certain simplicity in his games, a focus on a central enjoyable mechanic and clearing out anything that might clog it up or get in its way. This is where Nintendo's story second, gameplay first ethos comes from. As Miyamoto puts it himself,
of course, it's also important to continue creating epics. But I do not believe that an epic tale alone can make a great game. I mean, depending on what kind of characteristics are added to a game, the fundamental enjoyment behind it can get lost amongst all the gadgets.
This aspect undeniably still rings true in some ways today. Mario Odyssey is the truest conveyance of Miyamoto's principles that there ever was, but his ethos often clashes with series that tend to have a stronger focus on story, or at least series people wish had a stronger focus on story. The simplification of the Paper Mario series comes to mind, and Miyamoto's disheartening demand for the developers to cease the use of original characters, instead being forced to use minimally customized standard characters from the Mario universe. The struggle between Miyamoto and his team can be well imagined. The staff pushing for probably very cool ideas for a follow-up or extension to Twilight Princess's
Dude,
story.
aren't we
and
risking
Miyamoto
to run
shooting
into
them
like
down for
copyright
being
strike to
too
showing all of this?
complicated. They spent a while
And
pondering
if you would
as
pause-
Miyamoto
Or
puts it,
am I
over
being a
this project.
copyright pussy
In the
again?
end, Miyamoto
If you
fell
would
back to
pause
the
now and
traditional
then when you
process
talk,
of focusing
you know,
first
instead of letting it, you know.
Snake
Yes.
just called me a copyright pussy last week because I was concerned that our videos would get copyright striked.
Wow, dude, okay. You know, I know the problem is I don't want to do the shit that a lot of people do, which is just slow it down or fasten it up. I mean, we could do that. Apparently, that avoids. I mean, we're gonna link
don't
his
wanna-
video. No, don't get.
Yeah, I mean,
we're gonna link
that-
his
that's
video.
that's a given. I want to properly link the video,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you know, but I don't know how it is. You know, we are kind of showing the whole video right now. Like we aren't
Yeah,
just
but we-
skipping parts of it.
Yeah, but we're reacting to it and giving our commentary.
React more, please.
React more. We are. You're
On
not
gameplay,
pausing.
He told the team that the Twilight Princess sequel would need to use the Wii Zapper.
the team was, as I'm sure you
There was
can
a thing
imagine,
called
a
the
little
Wii
shocked
Zapper?
and
Yeah, did you
confused
know?
by this.
Pause.
At risk of reading into the
The-
situation,
Link's crossbow training. Don't you remember that? It's just was
No, I
literally
don't.
Twilight Princess Link with a crossbow, and you would just shoot targets down. Yeah,
So cool.
yeah.
Dude. Man, I wish I had the money back then. I would have bought all of these fucking
Yeah,
gadgets.
imagine, yeah.
too much, they were likely fairly disappointed. Imagine getting the chance to come up with the idea for a follow-up to a Zelda epic, only to be told shortly after that it needs to focus on the Wii Zapper. I imagine it
Like-
would be frustrating.
Why?
Miyamoto recalls that when he broke this news to the team,
That's-
he was
that's-
essentially
Can you
killing
pause?
all the
That's literally like what they do with F-Zero right now. It's like, well, we don't know how to make it like new. Like we don't know what to do new with it. Like, why does it always have to be like attached to some other gadget? And that's what they're saying here. It's like the Twilight Princess sequel had to be attached to that gadget, that zapper. Like,
Money,
bro, yeah, but
merchandise. That's
oh my
why
God, dude, yeah.
they need something new. But then again, I mean, why couldn't they have integrated something into the sequel that could have made use of that new gadget? I mean,
I guess, yeah. I don't know.
I don't know. It's kind of weird
Yeah,
take.
it is weird. It's weird.
Yeah, and it seems like he is a little bit limited from that thought that gameplay needs to be a really major part for it to be successful. Of course, I mean, to a certain degree, yes, but I mean, remember the anthology games we played,
Oh yeah,
the
the
horror games, right?
horror games. Yeah,
They had like we played 4 or 5 of them, right?
yeah.
And they had the exact same mechanics, zero
Yeah,
change,
true.
zero innovation, the same. But what was new was the story,
Yeah.
right? And I still enjoyed the episodes. I mean, I think it still can work. Of course, I'm not saying don't do any gameplay innovation, but just,
Yeah.
bro, what the fuck is wrong with your face, man? What the
What?
fuck are you doing?
My eyes.
You're making weird faces like you're about to stroke.
My eyes are.
I like call
hurting.
the police or the hospital or what the fuck, the ambulance.
I'm having I don't know, ticks. I guess weird ticks. No, not real ticks. It's just like it's dry. My eyes are like dry, and I'm like,
Go wash your face then, you fuck. I mean, what the fuck?
I don't know if it works because it's so hot in here. It keeps drying off. I don't know.
And then open the
My
window.
fan
What
is yeah, but I don't know. I didn't want to make a lot of noise that people hear it outside. But okay,
it's
fine.
like it's in the afternoon, man.
Fine,
Remember,
yeah.
watching you stresses me out, man. Like having ticks and whatnot, making weird faces. The fuck?
All right, hold on. I have to check something real quick. All right. Okay. We're back.
All right, yes. Snake can't stop fidgeting with the fucking stream in front of the recording and the setup.
Okay.
All
Okay.
right,
All right.
let's keep going.
Let's keep
Let's
going.
keep going.
Okay.
ideas they were working with until then. Satoru Iwata, who was pitching the project to Nintendo of America, recalled this tension between Miyamoto and his team.
Well, at the beginning of the project, even I sensed an air of disagreement, or at least a lack of understanding amongst some of the staff.
Miyamoto essentially wanted to make the first-person Zelda game that he'd wanted as far back as Ocarina of Time, and he wanted it to be a simple, straightforward affair. The game was to show off how simple and fun the Wii Zapper could be to use, something that anybody could pick up and play. To the people working on it, it probably felt like this game was becoming less of a Twilight Princess sequel, and more of a demo for a plastic accessory. The team didn't feel good about this idea, and some of them even felt that selling a Wii Zapper demo using Twilight Princess assets might feel deceiving to customers.
Seeking to end the dispute, Miyamoto made them a proposal.
I proposed to them that we make a working prototype and ask our test players to play and let us know their impression. If they told us that it wasn't fun, we would stop development right there.
Fortunately for Miyamoto,
Wait,
or
can you
perhaps
stop?
unfortunately for
What
the
the fuck was that? Something just hit
What?
the window or something, or the door. Anyway.
Fuck. What the fuck? What the fuck is happening, man? Hey,
So-
I also want to say it's such a weird take from Miyamoto, I think, to
Yeah.
make it, to make it dependent on whether or not the players would enjoy the gadget.
Right? And
You know,
us-
I think that's not the point. What your development team is trying to get across.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's kind of weird. Yeah,
Let's go on.
money, man.
Money,
Money
mo-
changes
true.
people.
team, the prototype was well received.
Nintendo of America got together a group, including a number of die-hard Zelda fans. But none of them said, "What? This isn't Zelda? and they started really enjoying the game.
Bro, what the fuck? It's like a fucking machine
You see
gun.
that? Yeah, no. That's the same. It's literally just
If they had invited me, I would have said, "What the fuck? This isn't Zelda, right? What the fuck?"
true. You know what this is?
And we
Can I
knew
pause?
that it was a go.
This feels like a prototype to Hyrule Warriors. You know what I mean? It's not
Yeah.
like not the crossbow part, but like the part of beat 'em up Zelda game.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
like that kind of shit.
Definitely.
It's not a real story or anything.
Yeah, definitely.
Let's go.
Probably that's what they hoped with Hyrule Warriors,
True.
that they would get like a lot of fans, and then it didn't work out, and then it's
It's
fuck
still
it, let's make.
it still has a fan base, but I don't know
I
how
swear
large
to
it
God,
is.
it's these fans without
know.
integrity that ruin the whole Legend of
right?
Zelda experience, right?
Alright.
Vindicated. Look at him, how happy he is.
Those working on the game may not have been convinced. And according to Iwata, even Nintendo of America had doubts, but Miyamoto was settled. The Twilight Princess follow-up would be a very simple first and third person affair, using the Wii Zapper and assets from Twilight Princess. However, the team would not settle for making essentially a simple tech demo, and even with their new restrictions, they were still pushing for the game to have an involved story and deep mechanics. In the end, Miyamoto cracked down again and laid out restrictions.
For this matter, I intentionally ordered our team a number of don'ts in the game's development. Like, we cannot include anything unnecessary, or we cannot make a movie, or the player should be able to complete one stage within 3 minutes.
Man, that's kind of weird, man.
It's so weird, right?
No. It's not even the Miyamoto being weird. I think what I'm seeing here, because he did produce the other games as well, where he wanted the good story, epic story, right?
Yeah.
It seems to me for the next game he just wanted something simple, and not like we are going to make Legend of Zelda simple from now on, but more like I just want something simple, a side story, right? As he said, stop pitching me epic tales for this, right? You can pitch it maybe for the next big project. It seems more like that, man. It's not like we aren't going to do any more epic stories for Legend of Zelda. It's more like we are making a side game, and we want to keep it simple. Stop being an
I don't know, man. No, that's a little too faithful to the developers. It's a little bit.
Yeah,
Like,
it's the way you are reacting right now is unfaithful to the creator of the Legend of Zelda franchise.
Yeah, but I mean, seeing what kind of games he released, I don't know if you saw like Spirit Tracks, Phantom Hourglass, that kind of like all those side games. I don't know if he's trying a little too hard to cash grab. And then Breath of the Wild has 2 DLCs, and then Breath of the Wild 2 suddenly the same engine. Okay, yeah.
What do you think, Jerry? What's your opinion on this?
But yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's a little weird. I think he had the nice developer group who were like really into the story of Zelda and the world building, and then he just thought, because he's like a lot more into the Mario series makes a lot more success. It's a lot more successful than Zelda. And what are Mario series? They're just random stories where Peach gets kidnapped, right? It's not like it doesn't have an actual story timeline.
Now you have to be careful, man. Okay.
Wow.
Now some random Nintendo fan will come look for us. All right, don't just please.
Well, here's the I say that because
I don't want to be murdered by
no. I think
teenager with mustache and a red.
no,
cap,
but
right?
no, I think, but even the fans,
Hi, Mamma Mia.
even the fans like the game. It doesn't need Mario. Doesn't need that story. You know what I mean? Like Mario is made like that. You know what I mean? It's built like that. But Zelda feels like, you know what I mean? It has a timeline. It has like a continuation of sorts. And he's like, yeah, but I want that to be a little bit more like Mario. Like, because every time he releases a new game, they just put it somewhere in the timeline. Oh, there's three timelines. This is the hero's decline, where we just put everything that doesn't make sense, right? And then there's the childhood era and the adult era. Well, that has like 3 games additionally as a continuation, and all the other stuff are here in the hero's decline. You know what I mean? It feels a little weird. There's like the random stories are here that receive a lot more games compared to the other
I
ones.
think that comes from the background that Miyamoto wanted it to be like, when he talks about Legend of Zelda and Link, he always talks about, being this careless boy wandering in the woods and, enjoying that kind of feeling,
Yeah,
that kind of freedom, that kind of childhood memory.
Yeah.
And that the whole story thing maybe wasn't something he planned from the beginning.
Yeah, maybe
that's why-
maybe like a one-time story and then it's over. But he doesn't.
Yeah.
He didn't plan to be like sequels and more and more. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think if maybe, I wonder what, I kind of now wonder if Majora's Mask was his idea. I was like, it was pushed by sales.
That's actually a good question, because that Majora's Mask was pushed, right? Like it wasn't.
Yeah,
it
I
was
know to a
rushed.
certain.
It wasn't
Yeah,
finished.
it was,
Properly
I
finished.
know that it was rushed. I know it was like a
It was,
cash grab
yeah,
operation.
it was supposed to
But
have
I
7
wonder
days
what-
and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
I wonder what Miyamoto's involvement and thoughts on that was. That could be interesting to check.
Yeah.
Because if he also said like, "Nah, I didn't want Majora's Mask," like that fits into
May-
the narrative that he wanted it like close stories, right?
Maybe he was okay with Majora's Mask because you know how the universe shift happens. Link is somewhere else. It's not like an actual continuation of Hyrule and that world. He's just
Yeah, but
he's shifting to
turn. Yeah, but
It is a
still
continuum of Link,
continuation.
yes, but it's
It's
like
of
the
Link, yeah.
world is different.
Yes, it's
I
still a
mean?
continuation, man.
Yeah, but Twilight Princess Sequel is
It
what.
doesn't stop being your story if you change dimensions or go back in time. It's still
Well,
Link's story.
It is Link's story, but you can.
Then again, why the fuck is it called Legend of Zelda, right?
Yeah, I mean that's true, but
and not
but,
Link.
but I mean, yeah, but you can tell an entire different story here. While on
Can
the
you
other one,
imagine
in the
if
other
they
one, you
made-
have to be. Let me finish, dude. The other one,
Fuck you! You break.
I never break you. What do you mean? You
You
talk
keep
for an hour.
interrupting me as well. Okay.
So, so when you do a continuation, maybe they thought, you have to do this whole, let's say it's Link's story continues, and you have to think about how did Hyrule grow and like what the kind of fucking dimensions. Dude, what is going on? Hold on a second. Wait a second. Okay, I'm back.
So,
Okay.
the mystery was
The door was open.
Snake. Yeah, Snake didn't close the door. That was a mystery. Yeah.
So, as I was saying, because like in Termina, you could think they just thought, oh, now we can tell an entire different story. It's the same character, yes, it's a continuum, but the city, I don't know, the different forests have like it's a little bit of a different story, right? Instead of having to think about like Twilight Princess, what happened to Ganondorf? How did Hyrule move on and all that, story, like the background you have to weigh into the new sequel, right? And Miyamoto's maybe just a guy that always wants a new story, that doesn't have any connection or something, like as little as possible.
Maybe.
I don't know, because like you could say every Zelda game has this, right? Oh, there was a legend, there was a hero, right? It always has a connection.
It's always the
Yeah.
it's always the same repetition.
Yeah.
It's always the basic same story, right?
Yep.
Just with different link, with different world and whatnot.
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah. Don't know. We'll
Yeah.
see.
Why was Miyamoto so strict in terms of how simple the game would be? Well, he tells us why.
The fact is, the journey is really the reward. And there are times when game creators use well-made rewards as the excuse. For example, if someone invents an ending that they're really proud of, that they just think is fantastic, then they might end up settling for a less than splendid journey. But that's a definite case of getting your priorities mixed up. So, with Link's crossbow training, I really saw it as my responsibility to make sure that the creators didn't get too caught up with the reward, and focus instead on making the journey itself the fun part.
The developers, even after coming to terms with the fact they wouldn't be developing the Twilight Princess sequel they thought they were, still pushed to make the game more sophisticated and deep than just a simple Wii Zapper shooting game. They pushed against Miyamoto even further, and they were able to get some concessions. Miyamoto's dedication to having the game as simple as can be was to the point that he didn't even want the game to have bosses in it. Yet the team pushed and pushed, and eventually were given permission to have a boss. Just one boss though, which ended up being the extremely memorable rematch against Star-Lord. They won a few other concessions as well, like some levels having diverging hidden paths. The final product would feel like they took
Dude, the game was released? The
Yeah.
fuck? I never heard of that.
Yeah, it was. I saw it, but we couldn't afford it back then.
The fuck? Did it do well?
I don't know. Maybe in Japan.
Oh, no, no, wait. Now I'm kind of,
You want to look it up?
yeah. What's the game's name called?
Link's crossbow training. Yep. Mixed.
Reviews
okay.
were generally mixed. Praised against potential of the Zapper, but they criticized it for being too short. I just said that the game was enjoyable, but agreed that it was too short. And the user was actually making the game more difficult to play. What the fuck? That's a good statement.
Yeah.
Score 510. IGN still give it 710. What the fuck?
IG. Okay.
By July 2008, the game had sold almost 200k in Japan. By September, the game had sold 2.75 million copies worldwide. It was the 16th best-selling game and 7th best-selling Wii game of December 2008 in the United States. It was in the top 10 on the best-selling Wii games. What the fuck? How? How was it even good? I hate people.
I hate people like that.
took the Hidden Village shootout from Twilight Princess and made a short game out of it. This wasn't an accident.
You remember the Hidden Village in Twilight Princess? Well, I personally love that spaghetti western-like setting, and we recreated the scene because we wanted people to be able to find joy in FPS games. I also thought that if you were able to use the Wii Zapper with it, it would be even more fun.
Instead of his standard bow, they would outfit Link with a repeater crossbow, so he could shoot his way through familiar Twilight Princess locales. The idea of a gun was debated, but ultimately decided
What? You know what? This is the same shit with Breath of the Wild and the motorcycle.
Oh yeah, well,
And I-
pretty much.
Oh, what the fuck? What are you doing, man? What the
Dude.
fuck? FPS?
Yeah.
It's a fucking Legend of Zelda
Yeah,
game.
right.
Why do they have to ruin these things, man?
against, since Link with a gun would seem pretty inappropriate
There-
to Nintendo.
Okay.
Also vetoed by Nintendo was an idea from Miyamoto to have Link get teleported to the future in a Terminator-style plot that would justify his use of a gun. It's
Bro, Miyamoto, what the fuck? What? Dude. Oh my god. Oh my.
Yeah, yeah.
Holy shit.
Seems a bit odd considering how focused Miyamoto was on making the game as simple as can be, but maybe it brought the developers some comfort to know that even Miyamoto was having his ideas shot down too. It was debated whether the crossbow should be rapid fire or not. It didn't seem realistic, but they decided to implement it anyways because it was more enjoyable. Ultimately,
Well, at that point, you can just release it on the PC for mouse and keyboard.
Right,
and it's
have to
a
have
fucking
to
FPS
have
shooter.
to, yeah, have the PC
Yeah.
players drag into Zelda, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. What the fuck is that?
Yeah.
What the fuck is that?
Yeah.
like Miyamoto wanted, the game would end up being bereft of story. It was very short and very straightforward. The level to which this game had been detached from the original idea of a Twilight Princess sequel can be perfectly exemplified in the following quote by Miyamoto.
I don't get why they are keep talking about a sequel. It's the same game, just with the zapper fuck.
Yeah.
I mean, the footage I saw,
Yeah.
there's no sequel
not
thing
really,
in it.
It's not, yeah.
It's Twilight Princess where you can use the new gadget.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
How is that a new? How is it a sequel?
Regarding the name of the game.
Since it is a kind of introduction to FPS games, we were originally thinking of calling it Introduction to Wii Zapper. But then we decided that people might get that confused with Introduction to Wii, and we didn't want that to happen.
The game was so far from the Majora's Mask style sequel it began as that it didn't even originally have Legend of Zelda in its name. It seems like, as far as Miyamoto was concerned, the Zelda aspects were merely window dressing around the primary purpose of the game as a tech demo for the Wii Zapper. It would end up with the name Link's Crossbow Training, and it was released in Japan in May of 2008. This game, which started its life as a sequel to one of the most beloved Zelda titles, now served as not even a game on its own, but as a pack-in title for the Wii Zapper. It was met with mixed reception, a
Well,
far
that's
cry
why.
from the critical acclaim of the game it was based on.
That's why.
People cited
we
it
didn't
as
have
being far too short, fairly unambitious, and some found the game to handle poorly with the peripheral that it was
Wait,
made for.
what?
That's why we didn't have it, because the game was a part of with the Wii Zapper, so you have to buy the Wii Zapper to even see Link's Crossbow. It wasn't its own game. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fuck.
In the broader Legend of Zelda discourse and fandom, Link's Crossbow Training is mostly forgotten. When it is brought up, it is
Good,
often
it
with a
should be
level of
forgotten.
derision or disgust. Zelda spin-offs have a spotty record, and Link's Crossbow Training doesn't help dispute that.
I often wonder how Miyamoto feels about the fact that the game was criticized for the very restrictions he put in place. Nevertheless, the game does have a small but dedicated following of people who enjoyed it.
Of course.
I am one of those people.
Always.
When I play Link's Crossbow Training, I can't help but to feel
So fuck. Always some weirdos that
Yeah.
enjoy shit like this.
that the game has a lot of care put into it. It feels like the game could have gotten away with much less effort, and yet the environments are lovingly designed, the enemies are perfectly picked and are translated creatively to a first and third person shooting game atmosphere, and the boss battle against the Star Lord is genuinely excellent. The game is kind of good despite itself. And it doesn't really surprise me this is the case. It is so obvious that the team behind Link's Crossbow Training wanted to be making the next Majora's Mask, a game that still influences people to this day, not a Wii peripheral pack-in. But
Wait,
instead of letting
why?
What?
Why would they assume that they wanted to make the next Majora's Mask?
No, as in the sequel.
Yeah, I get
No,
that,
what they're
but
talking about is
from
like the Ocarina of Time had a sequel which was Majora's Mask, and like the Twilight Princess
okay.
sequel would be, yeah, that's what they're talking about.
Okay, because from what I've seen in that fucking game, there's nothing in close.
What do you mean?
this
Majora's
desire
Mask
go to
was
waste.
great.
They used it to polish what they
I
were
didn't say Majora's Mask wasn't great. I'm saying Link's Crossbow Training
Oh, you mean that?
doesn't
Okay.
have anything in it that even
Oh yeah,
resembles to
yeah,
this
yeah,
thing.
definitely.
allowed to do to a shine,
How
and
dare
to
you.
fight with Miyamoto for every
How
last
dare you.
scrap of depth that they could win from him. I do genuinely enjoy Link's Crossbow Training. I think the Zelda team did an admirable job considering the restrictions they were under. All the same, one can't help but wonder what would have come of the Twilight Princess sequel that never was.
Yeah.
Thanks for
You know what? Another discussion was from that time when the hyper-realistic Link demo or the trailer dropped, that we would finally get a Link, Legend of Zelda, not even a sequel to Twilight Princess,
Yep.
but a Legend of Zelda that was really mature, like
Oh yeah. There's
a
like
dark,
an older Link.
mature. Yeah. No, not only older Link, but the world would be more mature, right? You know,
Yeah, I
like
know. Yeah.
monsters, head chopping, and whatnot, stuff like that.
Yeah. Twilight Princess was kind of going into that direction. Yeah. So.
Even more so.
Yeah.
Blood,
And I thought they
Slaughter.
mentioned it somewhere that
slaughter.
they were even thinking about like an older Link. So like, you know, like a little bit more, not a beaten down. I don't know the entire, but I thought an older Link was also like a plan. Because how old is he in Twilight Princess? Like 18, 20 or no,
He's
7.
eight.
He's a little bit low, not too
I
old.
think he was 16 or 17.
Dude, I have to look it up.
Look it up. I think in Ocarina of Time, in the adult timeline, he was like 17.
He was 17, yeah. Okay, the Link on Twilight Princess was 17 too.
Yeah, fuck you. I know
17,
it's
it's
right.
not
Shut
16.
fuck
16 is
Shut
wrong.
the
okay?
fuck up.
Say
You said 18.
16.
18 is way worse
Imagine.
than saying 16.
it's not.
18 makes him a mature boy that can fuck and have beer. Okay?
Wow. Yeah, so but imagine like that would be many years after that, so Link would probably be 20 or something, over 20, right? So a little bit. And I don't think we ever had a between 20s and 30s Link.
No.
Right?
Yeah, I mean, as I said, that's Miyamoto's what he imagines Link to be is like you reliving your childhood
Yeah.
memories and the fun you had outside.
Yeah. Okay.
Watching. If you liked this video, please consider liking and subscribing. It helps me see what kind of content you enjoy. I'd be keen to make more videos on other cancelled Zelda projects if you guys do end up liking this one. Also, big thanks to Tyler Townsend for helping voice this video, and to Connor from Zelda Beyond for providing the Miyamoto voiceovers. Links to both channels below.
All right,
Dude,
I guess.
to be honest, I don't think this was like a canceling of a sequel of Twilight Princess. You know,
After
this is more.
after Skyward Sword, after Breath of the Wild, I think.
No, I think I don't think that Miyamoto ever planned a sequel for Twilight Princess.
Oh, that's
You know,
what you mean.
they had the development of a demo project.
Yep.
The developers wanted to make a sequel out of it, you know, but that was never the intention, and it got morphed into this, you know,
Yeah.
guide for using the V Zapper. And now they pick on that and say, "Oh, the sequel was cancelled,"
Well,
but that's not true. You know, that's not really true. There was never a real plan for a
yeah,
sequel.
but that's the thing. At the end of the day, it was still fucking Miyamoto. Because of him, we didn't get the sequel.
I'm not saying, you know, I would also like a sequel to Twilight Princess. Not even a sequel. I don't need a sequel, you know, for it would be interesting, because I think Twilight Princess Link is a little bit, you know, how should I say, the forgotten Link, right?
Yeah.
Because with Ocarina of Time, you have the Hero of Time. With Wind Waker, you have the Hero of Wind, Hero of the Wind. With Breath of the Wild, you have the Hero of the End Times.
No, Hero of the Wild.
Hero of the Wild, and I mean, he has a specific important role in that world, and he remains with his legend in that world, right? And with Skyward Sword, he was like the first hero, right? And with Twilight Princess, he was like this dude from a village that did his thing and then vanished.
Yeah, right, true. Yeah, pretty much. That's why his story is like so.
It's interesting.
It's more interesting to also the Hero of Time, because like the Hero of Time disappeared like that too, because people he did the shit as an adult, went back as a kid, but nobody knew what he did, right? Other than Zelda. And then he went off to Majora's Mask Termina and got lost, so nobody fucking knew. You know, it's called about a hero, right?
Yeah, but
it's not known.
But wait. He returned from Majora's Mask, and then he joined the army. and
No.
he became a soldier.
No, that's a fan fiction from
No, that's what he
Major League.
says as the skull fitting.
No, he
appears, he appears in Twilight Princess.
Yeah, but he doesn't say I joined the army. He just said
Yeah,
maybe,
but I mean, you can, you know,
maybe it's just
the way
armor.
he
Maybe it's
said,
the armor he got from random. You know what I mean?
no, it was
monsters
the
he
Hyrule
fought.
armor. Bro, come on.
No,
don't
you
be
don't
like
see
that.
that armor anywhere else.
Don't be like that.
Where is that armor? Is
He
there
did.
nowhere?
He joined.
It's
the
nowhere.
army.
The armor is nowhere else to find.
He had kids.
No. He even says. I think it's even confirmed in the fan art books that like no one remembered the Hero of Time, as in
We remember.
we remember. Yeah,
We
but so that's like both of them have like sad stories, as in. You know what I
That
mean?
was a fact. I
Yeah.
thought I read that in the legend in the books, man. What the fuck?
We'd have to look it up. I guess.
My mind is so fucked up
Yeah.
with different lore about Legend of Zelda. So,
Yeah.
but I know from Twilight Princess we can assume that he led the life of a warrior
Yeah.
because that's how he presents himself, like with his attacks and techniques and whatnot, right?
Yeah.
So he did try. He still tried to live that
Yeah.
hero life, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's that.
It's just sad.
It's sad. All right.
All right.
Yeah, that's to the no sequel thing.
Yeah.
And then I see you have the Metroid Prime 2 and 3 might not get a remaster.
Yes, we have to bring
Wanna-
that up. So,
Bring that up as well. Right.
so,
Who gives a shit about this?
Prime remaster released, right? Shit, wait.
Right,
Yeah,
a bigger one, right?
And
Metroid Prime 2 Echoes and Metroid Prime 3 Corruption are also coming to Switch. Rumor. Allegedly, unlike the recent release Metroid Prime Remaster, two sequels will not be fully remastered releases. Remaster was in the rumor for quite time. Blah 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 blah. That's the. Master this event that I thought would be launching a standalone game to company. Oh, I read something similar to this, right?
yeah.
It would not be majorly overhauled remaster, but instead be launched as much more conservative upgrades featuring updated controls. So they will be doing some upgrades,
Yeah.
but
I
not
guess
like a major
it's not
overhaul
gonna
like
be,
they did with
yeah.
the.
Prime 1 remaster, yeah. And to be
Also-
fair, I guess.
But then it's not. It's not confirmed as well. It's like a rumor.
So I'm like for Prime
Wait,
3.
you know what? I got to see this now.
For Prime 3, I'm not really that, Prime 3 looked good. It's already like graphically, etc. But I kind of hope Prime 2 would get a remaster. You know why? Because it had a local multiplayer, and I wish they would do like an online multiplayer or something.
Yeah, just let me have a watch.
Yeah.
Metroid Prime Remastered offers 2 difficulty settings for those who
Is
just
that
want
the remastered version?
That is the remaster.
to shut their brain off and explore. If you have trouble seeing an enemy or an object you can shoot at, you will now be given a 3-pronged reticle pointing out the enemy or object. Change, but now you can see more
Okay,
details.
it
set
looks
the
better.
controls
It
to
looks a lot
pointer.
better.
But I mean, yeah, it looks a lot better, but it's not like next gen thing. you
Yeah,
know?
sure, man. It's on the Switch.
Fucking.
That's the limitation you have on the Switch. But look what they did with the limitation there.
it's cool.
Same with
Yeah, it
Fast
looks-
RMX. Did you ever see Fast RMX? It looks like an F-Zero game, but the graphics are like fucking shining. You see like the sunlight and all. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But
No,
so
I
you see
remember-
those, and you're like,
I remember playing Metroid Prime on
what happened
GameCube
to Zelda?
and getting I don't know if PTSD is the right word for it. It was like I felt like really constricted.
Yeah.
Like when you go, and it made me like sick playing it. I didn't like it.
Oh, guess what? They added. Remember, all you could do was aim right, left, and then aim. Now you can actually like a shooter. You can on the right analog stick. You can.
Oh, okay,
yeah,
cool.
you can look
Oh, okay,
around,
that's
yeah.
cool. No,
They
that's cool.
at least they did that now. That's
That
good.
was like annoying as fuck. I
Yeah.
know. That's what I remember
Yeah.
of playing that game.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. All right, then I guess that's it. Or do you have some opinions on it?
I'll just say, like I said, Prime 3, I feel doesn't need a remaster, but I think Prime 2 would be nice. You know what I mean? Because of the local multiplayer it has. Prime 2 and Prime Hunters, especially. There's that like multiplayer in it, and I wish they would like flesh that out. So I think in a Prime 2 remaster, they could do an online multiplayer added in than just local multiplayer, and a little bit of a graphic update, I guess. Even though Prime 2 looked good, Prime 2 visually also looked good,
little bit.
but no, compared to its predecessor, it looked good. So yeah, that's probably all I'm gonna say. I'm not really that surprised, and I'm like I said, that's the only nitpick is that they could, with a remaster, they could add an online multiplayer to Prime 2. And that
That
would be
would be
sick.
cool if it received on the multiplayer.
Yeah,
That
because
would be
because
cool, yeah.
because Prime Hunters was like super popular. Imagine in DS, people were like
Yeah.
playing the shit out of it, always online, and yeah, Prime 2 was also well received on local multiplayer, but just
Yeah, let's
local.
hope. Let's hope for the best
Yeah.
and shut this.
All right.
All right, let's move on to more global news.
Okay.
As you know, 2 weeks ago we had was it even 3 weeks by now? The whole
I think 3 weeks, right? February
earthquake
6th. Yeah.
earthquake in Turkey.
Okay.
So these numbers are a little bit outdated, but last I heard it was like 33,000 people died.
33.
Yeah, 30,000 people had died by estimates last week.
Yeah.
That number might have gone way up since then. And Reuters had these cool graphics depicting what happened, how the earth shift in Turkey.
Yeah.
And it's kind of interesting to see how how the earth moved because of all the subsequent smaller earthquakes it triggered. And apparently, it has shifted in such a way that they are expecting another big earthquake somewhere around, I think, Istanbul.
Okay.
uh,
Fuck.
of a similar magnitude, like magnitude 7, right?
Okay.
When maybe that might mean 10 years, maybe in 20, but yeah, apparently there is these shifting plates are triggering these tensions.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of interesting. I swear to God, I love graphs like this. This is kind of the line, that shifted. It's kind of the orange part says this landmass moved towards the south, this landmass moved toward the north. And they have even pictures of depicting, the kind of changes in direction the landmasses moved. This is like a village. This part, I think, moved to the north, and this one to the south. And there you can see the actual split that it caused, the moving plates.
Yeah.
And then, you see along this is the fault line. Along this, there were like multiple, for I think even the next 2 or 3 days, earthquakes after earthquakes,
Yeah.
following the major two that were like 7.8 and 7.4. It was crazy. I was tracking that on the US has this live tracker for earthquakes, right? And I was following the day that happened, and it was like this map was full of afterquakes. And it was crazy, man. It's crazy, crazy.
It's interesting how like
Event.
I back in the day I didn't know that. That's actually weird. I actually didn't know that one earthquake that strong could like trigger multiple ones. I always thought like when an earthquake happens in one spot, okay, then it's over and it's like done. But no, it has like a
No, it's
effect.
yeah.
It's like-
as far as I understand it, it's like, tensions building up and releasing.
Yeah.
And when certain plates move, a certain tension releases, and that can also mean that another tension builds up another place, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what's happening because Turkey is in such a location that a lot of earthquakes happen there, right?
Okay,
Right.
yeah.
It's an earthquake heavy country
Yeah.
like Japan, and yeah, I mean, I remember even 10 years ago, right? There was in the news cycles, you always heard the experts warning about the coming big earthquakes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
And this is like the first release of it. And here I think you can see the shift. Can you see? Do you see it here?
Yep. Yep.
Can you see my mouse?
No, I can't see your mouse, but I can see.
Yeah, there's literally a shift in the earth mass. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
It's kind of fucking. You can even see the rupture here. This a little bit down south.
Yeah.
If you can you see the red house?
Which one? There's so many.
The red house on the southeast of the map. It's the alone house.
Oh yeah.
Right, when I scroll down, can you see the rupture now?
Yeah.
Crazy. You can actually see the move of the earth and its rupture
Yeah.
in the landscape.
Straight structures. Okay.
Damn. It's crazy. I think this is another map where the shift shows. Bro, what the fuck? Oh, whoa. Wait.
Oh.
And yeah, this kind of shows other fault lines, right?
Yep.
These were the two in Turkey. I think there are some in the USA, in Florida, in London. Apparently, there are two: Taiwan, Sri Lanka, Malaysia. Maybe are these the like next likely to happen?
I don't know. What did they happen?
It's the like it's a comparison to like similar fault line locations, and kind of crazy.
Yep.
Yeah, and the interesting thing has been in the past weeks, the discussion now is really about okay, a lot of people died, but now it has become really politicized again.
Yeah.
The government is trying to shift blame, trying to find like black sheeps they can like throw under the bus. So their base re-elects them in the next election cycle.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's about. I think I just read it today. Maybe that 600 people were arrested for violating building code lines, right? Because one of the aspects that makes the earthquakes so deadly is buildings collapsing, and a lot of these buildings were apparently built not earthquake ready, but they were advertised as earthquake ready. That's a fucked up part.
That's such a classic Turkish thing to do.
That's even a famous football player died under the rubble there in the earthquake.
Yeah.
Something Christian, I don't know the full name. Someone from Africa who played in London, I think, or in the UK, then moved to Turkey, and then died under the rubble. But he moved into one of these luxury residences where apparently it was earthquake safe, but it wasn't. And the fun thing is, the government now, AK Party, is trying to shift the blame to the builders who violated apparently those building codes.
Yeah.
But everyone knows, they were able to violate these building codes because they were friends with the AK Party, the governing party.
Yeah.
They think they can trick the people again. And to be honest, to a degree, I think they will be able to trick the people again because our people don't learn from shit like this, sadly.
No.
Yeah, that's pretty outdated. 22 people. That doubled since
Yeah.
then.
Yeah.
Syria, and look at the impact region. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I think
I
in
mean,
the last
it's weird. Like,
earthquakes in the last 50 years. Look at this.
yeah. It's like it's weird though. I mean, we have been to Turkey, right? So we've
Yeah.
seen the buildings ourselves. They even just by the looks, a lot of them
They
look.
don't, they
they-
don't look really sturdy.
They
That
don't,
is-
right? They're like, what the fuck? And this is gonna like fall apart. It's not
it
all
is-
of them,
it
but
is.
you know what I mean.
Not
Like,
all of them, but
yeah,
enough, man.
enough. Yeah, enough of them.
Especially in the kind of buildings, in Istanbul, especially,
Yeah.
there's a term for that, gecekondu, right?
Okay. Yeah.
It means like overnight built, right?
Yeah.
And these were a lot of houses that were like built in a boom, and people rush and built quickly houses that
Oh.
weren't up to code.
Yeah.
And I think in the first 1990 earthquake, a lot of those kind of buildings also collapsed. And since then, they were like collecting via taxes earthquake money to make new buildings earthquake ready. But apparently, from only 10% of that money gathered over 20 years was directed to making houses earthquake ready. And when asked what they did with the rest of money, and they were like, "Oh, we built roads, we built bridges." But well, you motherfucker, you weren't
Yeah, yeah.
supposed to with that money. You were supposed to make the house earthquake ready.
Yeah.
Everyone, these are so fucking leeches. I swear
Yeah,
to God.
yeah.
I swear, fucking bitches.
Yeah. Oh well.
11% of Gaziantep buildings were fully compliant with earthquake-resistant design and construction. 11%. What the fuck? Right?
Dude, wow.
Fuck me.
38%, almost 40% were not compliant at all.
Yeah, but that 60% is still not compliant.
Yeah, I know.
To 50% for earthquake ready. It just was it was just used reinforced concrete,
Yeah.
and the other 30% were like built with unreinforced masonry.
Okay.
That's good craftsman. Like
Yeah.
explain the effects of construction quality and the effects of earthquakes.
Yeah.
I love such graphics like this, yeah. And I had some. Let me see if I can find them quickly. No. I have so many links.
Dude, should we do like fake sponsors in between those segments when we're looking for stuff?
You can't talk about something. I mean, I don't think we have to fill every second with talking.
I mean, a
But we
podcast? Kind I don't know.
You can if you want to, man. I mean, I'm not saying don't.
We're going
I'm just saying that, waiting 10 seconds until I bring up the fucking article isn't like gonna kill us, right? And Turkey present phase scrutiny after earthquake for construction standards, right? All right, that's a more recent one. I think I found that last week.
Okay.
41,000 in this one. In another one, it was 43. Studies since earthquake struck southern Turkey in the early hours of Monday. Of course, that was also a factor. One other factor that made this devastatingly deadly was the hour it occurred in.
Okay.
One aspect is of course the shitty buildings, and better buildings give you better response time to escape. The falling houses. Another thing is the time. It occurred like in the 4 o'clock in the morning, and a lot of the people were still asleep. Like even if they hadn't the chance to see it coming and like run outside, they were surprised by it. Right. That also contributes to the high death toll.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that apparently that image we saw with the rupture line creating a new valley type thing. That's a new valley that was created by this earthquake.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It used to be a flat field. I would ride my motorbike on it, said this boy. And then now there's a valley there.
Yeah.
That was the kind of effect the earthquake had, even on, way outside, way in the flat farmland.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of fucking interesting. And compounding the problem for Erdogan's corner is the fact that state agencies rescue workers were not there on time. Yeah, that's also another point, right? The state agencies, rescue workers were not on time there. The military wasn't there on time because the AK Party was fearing that the military might use this as an excuse to try another coup.
Yeah.
And the military can't move themselves without stated allowance to go down into the cities because of a new rule the AK Party has set up after 2015's coup attempt.
Yeah.
That's also why the military wasn't on location on time.
Dude, it's so fucked up. You had like people saying their like government. Where is the government? You know what I mean? Like what
in
government?
Hatay,
Yeah.
they were saying that after 24 hours, when an
24
entire
hours,
day passed
Yeah.
and no one came,
Yeah.
right? I mean, from the government, no
Fuck,
one.
man. You pay so much fucking taxes and
Yeah,
all.
and they take taxes for this shit. Can you
Yeah.
imagine? They took taxes for over 20 years for
Yeah.
this kind of shit. And when they needed it, what did they do,
Yeah.
right?
Let you
That's
to
the
die from
palace Erdogan
entire
built,
day.
right? With the golden
Yeah,
toilets.
yeah.
Piece of shit. A fucking piece of shit.
Yeah.
Swear to God. Not only slow, but it was very disorganized too. And the narrative on the ground from the victim is that Erdogan's government has not prepared the country for the earthquakes and did things that paved the way for last week's tragedy. The practice of granting government infrastructure projects to cronies who cut corners and safety played an important role in the high death toll. Yeah, that is something that we heard a lot, even around 2016, 17.
Yeah.
Maybe even earlier, that in open bids, like the governments do that thing with projects. They need to have something built, and they publicize it for different firms to bid on it, to build it.
Yeah.
And then the government chooses the best and most efficient version company that can do it, and then gives the project to them, right?
Yep.
And it's supposed to be open and fair and no bias. Everyone competes, with their company and what they can deliver. But AK Party wasn't doing that. They were just they were doing these fake bids, but behind the scenes were giving the projects to their cronies, people that were close to them. And as we said before, building code violations, right? They were like, they now try to arrest people that didn't adhere to the building codes.
Yeah.
But these are the fucking people you gave the project to. Yeah.
Yeah.
And when the time came to check if the building was compliant, you just what did you do? Probably just took the money and said, okay, this building is compliant, right?
Yeah.
It's fucking corrupt motherfuckers, I swear to God.
Dude.
And people are still, I swear to God, I was following this on Hassan's stream, right?
Yeah.
Live. When this was happening and he was trying to gather money. And there were like 10 to 100 people that appeared in the time frame of 4 to 5 hours that were like, how dare you criticize Erdogan? You're such an asshole for criticizing Erdogan. They were still trying to defend or cover for Erdogan. These dick riders are such a piece of wild shit that they don't care about the suffering of supposedly their own people, but how well they can suck their master's dick,
Yeah.
right? That's what I see there, right? It's disturbing, man.
It is.
And
It is.
you know what fucks me is these are the people that will tell you that they are patriots,
Yeah.
that they are like nationalists, right?
Yeah.
You are just leeches, man.
Yeah.
You're just fucking parasites, nothing more.
Fucking patriots when it fits them, but when it actually needs
Yeah,
them, then
yeah.
that's right. When your people need
Yeah,
you, you're
construction,
not there, nowhere to be found, nowhere to
Yeah,
be found. Yeah.
and you could. Whoops,
So
sorry.
what the hell happened? What the
Hey, wait,
fuck?
I just fucked up.
Dude, everything went.
I just fucked up. Wait.
Hold on. We're back.
And now it's magically fixed again. Ah, shit.
Alright.
That's the perils we have with streaming over Discord, right?
Okay.
All right.
So,
Yeah, that's the story about of the earthquake.
Yeah.
I think it will like take 10 to 20 years until Turkey,
yeah.
Just heals itself from this. I hope it is finally the incentive to fucking
Yeah.
look in the mirror and choose better leaders, Turkey.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
Choose fucking better leaders and stop this shit with they steal but they build,
Yes.
Yeah, you see what happens when you do that?
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you see when you throw out your fucking morals?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
The fucking thing is that Muslims say that,
Yeah, I
they
know.
steal but they do stuff, No, they steal, man. They're just
Yeah,
stealing.
yeah.
All right. If you allow corruption like this,
Yeah.
it will just come to haunt you in the future.
Yeah. Yeah.
You man up, do the fucking work. Stop being this fucking lazy.
True, pretty much, right? Right? It's always
Yeah.
like this easy solution, easy way.
Yeah,
Always the easy fucking way.
Yeah, don't go for the easy solutions, right?
Yeah.
I mean, what the fuck is wrong with you, man?
Yeah.
So, anyway.
Well,
But I just want to make another side note on
Okay.
this. An interesting news I found in relation to this is this new technology they were using to find people. I didn't even know that something like this existed.
the
I thought that
NAS.
was like,
Yeah.
the NASA's heartbeat
Yeah.
detecting tech for Turkey's earthquake relief effort.
Yeah.
That's shipped. I think the devices are called finders.
Okay.
Right.
Yep.
And apparently these devices can detect heartbeats, and with that they can identify like people or animals that are trapped under rubble, and they are explicitly used in scenarios like that.
Yeah.
And they are using the technology for that to retrieve people.
Yeah.
And it's kind of pretty cool that we have gadgets, we have technology that can do stuff like that. I mean, the only thing close to this I saw was like in the Stargate Atlantis with the life sign detectors, right?
Yeah, the ancient
Thi-
technology.
This shit is like straight sci-fi,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
It's cool. It's a cool
It's cool,
technology.
yeah.
I mean, I hope it helped to save a lot of lives.
Yeah.
It's crazy, yeah.
Yeah.
That's something, I wanted to just jump on with this. And that's so much for the earthquake situation in Turkey. If you can, please help. They still need help there. It is, of course, I'm saying please help, but it is a difficult situation right now. Apparently, Akpart is trying to crack down on the charities that were receiving money from the outside. And that I've seen news in the news cycles that were like accusing Ahbab of not really doing the work, like stealing the money, even though they are like the first ones that were on the scene, that who organize stuff, right? It's wild, man. I think just to cover their political affiliations, that they attack people that actually try to help.
Yeah.
I think that's demon shit, man. It's demon shit. I hope you guys go straight to hell, you motherfucking bitches. I swear to God. And it's even in situations like this, in tragedies, trying to score like political points,
Yeah.
trying to dick right your master Erdogan.
Yeah.
Fuck you, assholes. Fuck you.
Yeah.
All
Very
right.
much. All right.
That's my rant about that.
Sit for world news. You wanna move on, or what do you think? We kind of hit the 2 hour 30 threshold mark.
Let's do another half an hour. And then
Another half an hour. Okay.
yeah, let's
So
watch
we got- Yeah, I was
let's
about to
watch
say.
let's watch the trailer.
I was
I
watching
wanna
the
watch
trailer. The
Dungeons Dragons trailer.
Dungeons and Dragons trailer. I
I
don't know
was
nothing
gonna-
about it, so it's
Yeah,
this was suggested by this guy.
I only saw it in my Instagram feed. I just watched like a clip out of it.
Mhm.
It looked fun. It could be nice. It looks like a fun movie.
Okay.
I'm kind of looking forward to to watching it when it's out.
Yep.
But I haven't watched the trailer yet, so I just saw a clip out of it. And let's watch. Yeah.
Okay. Wait, pause a little. Pause a little.
What?
The new series and movies have this weird thing when they do trailers. They use copyright music. I kind of want to watch out. Is this the thing you listen to? Does that sound any like copyright music kind of thing, like a popular pop song or so? Do you
No.
remind? Oh no. Okay.
It sounds like generic epic music.
Okay. Let's continue.
On your knees.
Okay, chop it off.
Chop it off. Let's do it.
Damn.
You know what? I'm thinking there are probably sharper stairs somewhere else.
Hasbro.
But we helped the wrong person steal the wrong thing and unleash the greatest evil the world has ever known.
Bro, I like the
Red
visuals.
Wizards
It is. It
created
looks
an
really
army of
good.
the undead.
Sounds lovely.
Quite the opposite.
I know I was being ironic.
I find irony is a blade that cuts he who wields it most especially.
You're not a lot of fun, are you? How are we
This
gonna pull
actress
this off?
played in in Lost.
Oh really? Okay.
Ana Lucia.
Follow me to the orifice.
The orifice?
I'll go last.
I don't mind that. He missed.
No, that's not good.
Okay.
Aren't you sick of failing? We can die.
There's worse things than dying.
These days, so.
March has a lot of new stuff.
I lost everything that ever mattered to me. And if we quit now, that's for nothing.
I don't want to see you die, which is why I'm going to leave the room.
This ends now.
Okay.
The bridge is protected by an ancient trap. We must not trigger the mechanism.
I may have triggered the mechanism. So, sorry.
Yeah, it
like a
looks
fun-
sick. Yeah, it looks
Looks like a
sick.
fun, quirky movie, man.
Yeah.
Looks enjoyable. On Instagram, there was this like questioning series with this dead body.
Okay.
It was kind of fun. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Oh,
looks
good
good.
movie, man.
Good movie.
Looking forward. Apparently, released in March.
Yeah.
Let's do that. Watch that shit.
Watch that shit. Well, while we're at, reacting videos, why don't we just jump to the Mandalorian? Or do you want? Wait, I know you said it. Do that later, but I think we should do it now, because I think we.
Let's
you know
do
why?
it. Let's do it now and end the pod. It's
Yeah,
okay.
because also it's next week it's gonna release, right? Mandalorian season 3,
Yeah,
March 1st. So I said we should look at the trailers. So yeah,
we need to react now.
let's react now.
All right.
Alright.
Let me get the link. Which one do I choose? One or two?
The
Why not both?
we're looking at both, but go with the first one.
Okay, wait. I'm gonna open both. Then copy. Okay.
Okay.
You ready?
Ready?
This is the one that you saved? You are as its father. A clan of 2.
Okay. So they reunited. Okay.
But you have removed your helmet. Then you are a Mandalorian
No more.
no more.
Damn. Ooh. Space battles, alright.
Your cult fractured our people.
Oh.
Okay.
Where were you then?
Did you think your dad was the only Mandalorian?
Dude, that was sick.
All right, kid. Hang on. You ready for an adventure?
Damn.
Looks sexy.
Looks sexy.
That looks sexy, boy.
Right?
I mean, that looks good.
That looks really good.
Fuck, I need to buy myself a Disney subscription again.
Yeah.
I was
Again.
trying to avoid it. Oh, fuck. This
This is the recent one, I think. Yeah, the last one.
Our people are scattered like stars in the galaxy. What are we? What do we stand for? Being a Mandalorian's not just learning about how to fight. You also have to know how to navigate the galaxy. That way, you'll never be lost. I'm going to Mandalore so that I may be forgiven for my transgressions.
May the Force be with you!
This is the way.
There's something dangerous happening out there.
Oh, shit.
And by the time it becomes big enough for you to act, it'll be too late.
Bro.
Hang on, kid. This is the way.
Okay.
Damn.
Looks cool.
Looks
Looks
shit.
cool. I'm looking forward to that. Okay, that looks cool, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Actually, I'm kind of getting hyped. And it's on the 1st March. What the fuck? It's
It
like
is.
in. Let's see.
In a week.
In 1, 2, 3 days, man.
3
It's not
days.
in a week. It's like in 3 days.
3 days, yeah.
Damn. That was nice.
Yeah. That was crisp. That looked good. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's gonna be sick, man.
Mandalore.
Yeah.
That's gonna be sick.
Gonna be
That's
sick.
good. That's good. All right.
All right. Think.
All right. That's yeah. I think today we talked about a lot of things, huh?
Yep. Yep.
Game news. Why Miyamoto is an asshole.
Yeah.
TikTok thing. Turkey news, and yeah.
Family.
Was a productive pod, man.
Yep. Yeah. And I guess a nice outro would
what?
be in place.
Yeah, we need some.
We need some outro. Yeah.
We need some
I
outro,
guess
yeah.
we could say. I mean, you guys saw what we're releasing lately: skits, reaction, and all that. You know, we always ask for support. You know, if you like it, go on, subscribe. Go ahead and subscribe. Like our podcast is also on Spotify. If it's like easier for you to watch there or whatever, just listen to it. You can check it on Spotify. We're also on Instagram, as we showed at the beginning. Facebook too, right? Or what?
Yeah, we have
a Facebook page. Yeah, I think that's so far for that. Yeah, thanks so much.
All right, boys and girls.
And girls.
Snake will crucify me if I forget it again. Boys and of course girls.
Of course, girls. Yeah. Well.
Thanks for watching. Thanks for being with us.
Yeah.
If you have topics you would us to talk about,
true.
you can send them to us directly or to business@helvataydigital.ch, like the Swiss CH.
Yeah.
And until we see you in the next pod. See ya.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.